get nasty on a Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. It is 2:03, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Our guy, Jamie Rivers, is heading up to Winnipeg for Game 1 between the Blues and the Jets. Pre-game right here on 101 ESPN starting at 4 o'clock. The puck drops at about 5, and we'll have that coverage via the Blues radio network. Plenty to go on the Cardinals and Blues today. We'll do a lineup game in about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so. We'll play Hot Take or Hot Garbage. New Gauntlet contestant today, and do an NHL playoff round 1 quick hitter where we not only just look at the Blues and Jets matchup, but what should be, guys, a very entertaining round 1 of the NHL playoffs. But we do start in Queens last night, where the Cardinals fall to the Mets 4-1. Andre Palante struggled early. He allowed 4 runs in the first 2 innings and then settled in. The second inning, though, was the big issue. Mark Vientos, previously batting just 145, hit his first home run of the season as he went oppo taco there and hit the foul pole right in front of Jordan Walker. Brett Baty and Francisco Lindor added RBI singles. Lindor, big night. Carey, you and I missed it.
I definitely missed it. Marshy talked me into going with Juan Soto. Should have trusted my gut.
I think you talked yourself out.
I did. I said
taking
Francisco
Lindor.
Said Juan, Francisco. Go with Juan.
Yeah,
it's okay.
All right, your biggest takeaway from the 4-1 loss.
I mean, just like you said, the second inning, not getting out of the inning. Like you give up 4 runs, you're not able to get out of that inning cleanly. And I think I was looking at this, and I wanted to kind of take a deeper dive into it. Lars Newbar has been one of your best players. When he's performing, if he goes hitless or only has 1 hit, I think the Cardinals, they struggle. Like, he has to set the table if he's at the top of the line. I'm not putting the whole thing on him. Obviously, Palante had a rough second inning. But for me, if Lars is the one that you're going to have leading off, and when he's doing well, this team is rolling, it's like literally he's setting the table.
Yeah.
Figuratively. I don't think he's literally out there setting a table. But you see what I'm saying. Figuratively,
I've yet to see it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I knew what you meant, Gary.
He's setting the table for the team. He went 0 for last night, and so for me, I think he's the catalyst for this team. When they're going offensively, going well, he's the one that gets everything going and jump starts the offense because he's starting the game off. So bad second inning, not enough offense. You only had 3 hits. Again, I refuse. I just can't. It's too many games. I refuse to ride the roller coaster of, oh, great God, great job. Oh, we stink. We suck. You're under 500. You are who you are. Give me 35, 40, 50 games, and then I'll let you know. But I'm not going to be oversensitive about last night's game. It was a rough outing. Didn't perform well. 1 second inning didn't go well. Everything else seemed pretty good. You just couldn't jump to start the offense, and that kind of hindered you last night.
Yeah, I don't know if we could do this every game, Carey, but your roller coaster metaphor kind of speaks to if you're just looking at this game in a vacuum, there's a vacuum takeaway for me, and then there's a big picture takeaway. If you're just looking at this game in a vacuum, Griffin Canning was a stud last night. Andre Palante struggled early on. That was your pitching difference. And from an offensive standpoint, the top of the lineup, you mentioned Lars Newbar, but the top of the lineup had 1 hit. Yeah. I think they're 1 for 13, 3 Ks, a couple of walks, 1 RBI. That was it. Yeah, Donovan. Yep. Donovan continued his streak with a scorcher up the middle that Francisco Lindor almost made a hell of a play on, but couldn't get the throw off. But really, again, this was about they had the better pitching. And offensively, you couldn't, outside of manufacturing 1 run, you didn't break open like they did. I think, though, if you look at this game big picture-wise, I liked how Palante settled in.
Yeah.
I really did. John Denton wrote about how Palante met with pitching coach Dusty Blake and catcher Pedro Pajes to make some adjustments. Pajes emphasized having more conviction in Palante's pitches. Blake advised to mix in, have a better pitch mix. And Palante went out there, and after the second inning, really settled in.
Right.
I think he retired, 12 of the last 13 batters that he faced. And the other thing I thought was noteworthy is that his velocity, which was an issue in spring training, his velocity went from about 91 or so to start the game, and then uptick until the fifth inning when it hit 95. Mm-hmm. So there was maybe the velocity. If a dip in velocity doesn't always mean injury. Sometimes it means poor mechanics.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means you're overthrowing. Mm-hmm. Whatever it was that Palante figured out, along with Blake and Pedro Pages, this is how you get a young pitcher to develop at the big league level.
Ideally, you would like to figure that out sooner.
Certainly, yeah.
Before you have that.
But sometimes there's some on-the-job training.
It is, and again, that's why I said I'm not overcritical, because this man is gonna start 30, 32 games, 30, 35 games, somewhere in that range, 28 to 33. Right?
He should get 30 to 35.
He should.
Yeah.
If you're going to be critical of every single, just nitpick and pick apart every single outing or every single inning or a time, like you are everyone that has a job, we all have times where we not all the way there.
Not us, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, Anthony,
other people.
Not you. I'll speak for myself.
No, I definitely have those. Yeah.
So
I had those days.
It was a bad inning, not great. It's just I'm not going to go crazy over one game in Queens last night.
Yeah. All right, so Marsh, kick it over to you. Your biggest takeaway from last night?
Yeah, I think it was the strikeouts. Canning, that was his season high in strikeouts. He had 8 last night. I think the highest he's had all season. Granted, it's a small sample size, but it was 6. I don't think that guy's that great of a pitcher. I don't think they have that great of a rotation, to be honest. So I think when you play a team like this, who does have the talent in the field, you have to take advantage of their pitching, because, again, I don't think it is that strong. And they didn't last night. That was my biggest takeaway. When we talk about the roller coaster and whatnot, I think I have looked at some of these games like, after every game, like, what are we doing if they lose? Now I'm just waiting. Like, let's just wait. I'll go series by series, because if the Cardinals split with the Mets are supposed to be one of the better teams in the National League this season. So if you can split with the Mets, I think you're fine. If you take 3 of 4, of course, that looks fantastic. But I think I'll have to wait until the series is over to really make a judgment on what I think about this series as a whole, Jamie. But, we've seen before in this season so far, the Cardinals could struggle offensively. They lost 2-0 the other day against the Houston Astros, and then the bats came alive, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing happened this past weekend. You lose to the Phillies. You hit into like 5 double plays. What do you do the next day? You win 7-0. Right. So I think we just got to take it day by day, or not day by day, series by series. And
take it day by day. Day by day.
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
Series by series.
Day.
That's tough.
Okay.
Isn't that a show?
Day by day, I think so.
I think it's a song of a show.
It's a
right?
song?
Day by day. I feel like it's a song.
Isn't that like step by step or something?
Or maybe I'm thinking of step by step.
Yeah.
Take it step by step then. The Cardinals.
You know what I'm thinking of? Step by step, Days of Our Lives.
You combine the two.
I combine the two.
Yeah.
Might be.
Now you got one hell of a show.
There you go.
I feel like Carey would be a great character in Days of Our Lives.
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Give me a call. I'm ready.
Well, what the heck?
Well,
You have a job.
I do.
And you love it.
I do.
Because that's what you tell us.
No, I do. I can take a week or 2 off and
Were you Jamie?
shoot. No.
You just got to take time off now? For your other job?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling us?
I'll call in though.
Jamie, your thought? Oh. Just kidding.
I'll call in.
You'll call in.
I will.
You'll say you'll call in.
I'll call in.
And then.
I'll be in my trailer.
I forgot my phone.
I'll be in my trailer.
How are you texting then? I forgot my cord to the internet's bad. I've seen this before, Carey. I've seen it all before.
I don't know what you speak of.
All right. So the Cardinals fall, but they got another crack at the Mets. They got another crack at the Mets tonight, guys. Let's be serious.
So, in all seriousness, the other thing, the Mets are leading their division. They were a team that made it to the NLCS last year. Like, this is still a good team, right?
Yeah.
So, take a deep breath. It's one game. You had a bad outing. Well, not even a bad outing. You had a bad inning. You had a bad moment or moments.
Yeah.
It's okay. Hopefully the hitting comes alive tonight. We have no other reason to believe that it wouldn't, because they hit the damn ball. They just didn't do it last night. It's okay.
Left-hander David Peterson
Oh, LHP.
is on the hill tonight. He's 1-1 with a 2.70 ERA. What did Ollie Marmol do with his lineup? We'll play the lineup game for tonight's matchup against the Mets next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're driving around thinking, man, I need to get a new car, I just am ready for an upgrade to my vehicle, you need to stop by Genesis of St. Charles, located right off of Mid Rivers Mall in 70 at St. Peter's in St. Peter's off Veterans Memorial Parkway. They have Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealership. If you stop by, you can get the exclusive in-store offers. They have the largest selection of new Genesis models ready in stock for you to take home today. You don't see the model that you want, maybe not the color that you want, you can't find it, they can help you build your dream Genesis. Or if you're not able to stop by, just visit them online at genesisofstcharles.com. They can help you figure out what exactly you need. And Genesis owners, they are great. They allow you to get great things. Their owners get complimentary scheduled maintenance, 3 years or 36,000 miles. And then if you, Genesis has the valet, the service valet. They'll service your vehicle without you ever having to leave your home if you can't make it there. So give them a call today or reach out to them online at genesisofstcharles.com. Ooh, that was
Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. That sounder means it's time to play the lineup game. This is where we try to guess who Ollie Marmol has in his lineup tonight. It'll be Miles Michaelis, 0-2 with a 9 ERA.
That's not bad.
For him. David Peterson on the hill. He's a left-hander. 1-1, 2.70 ERA. All right, Carey.
Well,
We got leading off.
I'm going to stay with, what has worked. And I said, he sets the table. Hopefully he gets it done tonight. Let's go. Show us Lars Newbar.
No.
God, dog it. Anthony.
Weren't you the one that asked, too? Like, hey, when was the last time you got a day off? Didn't you ask that yesterday?
I think Jamie asked that. Maybe I did. No, because I said he had a day off a couple weeks ago. I think.
Either way.
All right.
Looks like he's going to get the day off here. All right, so who are our leadoff
Victor Scott?
options? Victor Scott. I doubt Donovan gets moved up.
No, I don't think
that
so.
That doesn't make sense, right? So Victor Scott.
Who else you got? JC? No.
I think it's Victor Scott.
Okay. You want to do it?
Show us Victor Scott.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
All right.
As we play along, I like to put the guys in the positions. That way we know, Carey,
Who's who?
what we need. All right. So
This be Wilson Contreras. It was him yesterday. He's been your two-hole hitter.
Yep.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
What a shame.
Gosh, darn it.
Okay, we've seen Jordan Walker in this spot. We've seen Luke and Baker in this spot.
Maybe it's Luke and Baker because you got a lefty.
Okay.
Show us Luke and Baker.
Pat a cake, baker's man.
That's the big guy.
So we're assuming DH?
Yeah.
Okay.
Donnie
Donovan?
here? Yeah.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy
Does he
smokes.
have a day off too?
We're 0 for Gopher. We are 0 for 3.
Does he have a day off as well?
No, there's no way. Well,
You can put JC there. Not in the 3-hole, but
at shortstop.
at
you're thinking.
shortstop. Maybe this is Burley?
No, gets a lefty.
Okay. I mean, it's not Jordan Walker.
Did he just drop Contreras?
You think? Why? All right. You said Donnie, so it's not him.
It's not Don. Yeah.
I was going to say Brendan Donovan.
No, yeah. Where do you got the
Wilson Contreras. You want to try it? I don't know. All right.
I mean, he's a right-hander. He's got to be around this area.
Thomas JC, Wilson Contreras.
I don't think he puts Thomas JC in the 3-hole.
Is Wilson playing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't think you. Well,
Who else makes sense? Gorman doesn't make sense.
No.
Donovan, we just said. Arenado, unless
You don't like-
Arenado,
you
you can
don't
move
like
Arenado
Burley.
up.
you don't like Burley.
I don't
there.
like Burley. Out of all of them, I don't like Walker.
At the 3?
Exactly. I think it's Contreras.
All right, go ahead.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
You don't know how to play first base. It's not that hard. Tell him, Wash.
It's incredibly hard.
Hey, anything worth doing is.
Okay. So
This is Nolan Arenado.
yeah. So is Donovan out of the lineup then?
Maybe.
Okay, go ahead.
Lars and Donovan out?
I-
Why? On the same day?
He's playing the lefties. He's playing the righties.
Anthony. Now, those are your two best hitters.
How'd they do last night?
One of them had a hit.
Yeah.
He's had a hit in
Scored
every game.
One
feels like.
run.
Shows Nolan Arenado.
A lot of people think you get in your mid-30s and your career's over, but like I always say, until they stop scouting, I ain't going to stop playing.
This has got to be Donnie here. Lars is out of the lineup. You don't take both of them out on the same day.
Why wouldn't you flip Don? Like, why wouldn't you have Donovan hitting third then?
I don't know.
All right, go ahead.
Why would you have both of them out of the lineup, Anthony?
I don't know.
Okay. You're not helping me.
Let's not turn on each other, okay?
All right. You don't like Donnie. You don't think it's Lars.
I like Donnie.
You don't like Donnie. You said it. You want to go
with
Burley?
Donnie.
You want to go Burley?
No.
I don't think Donnie's in the lineup. But I don't know why he wouldn't be. I don't know why you would have both of them out at the same time.
Okay, so let's merge our thoughts then.
Okay.
All right.
That's gonna be crazy.
I don't think Burleson's in the lineup. You wonder why Donovan and Newt
Lars
would be out. So let's go with Donovan then. Because I don't know anybody else that would hit fifth.
Jordan Walker?
Maybe.
Oh, this is different.
But I don't think... I don't know if you played Thomas Sajaci at shortstop. So that's kind of where I'm struggling with. So I'd rather go with Donovan here.
Okay, show us Brendan Donovan.
Look at that guy. Vibrant, handsome, hair.
You were just assuming. You were assuming that we got it wrong.
I did.
Why?
Well, I saw him flip the thing back. I could see what he's doing over there. He flipped it.
You don't know what. You don't know
what's
what.
what.
He's a mad scientist.
I don't.
Are you cheating, Carey?
No, I just
You're
saw.
looking at what I'm pulling up. That's why I always don't play. I don't put it on the player that you think I'm putting it on.
He's a mad
I
scientist.
didn't know. I was confused.
All right.
Everybody has wandering eyes.
Okay, what? This has got to be Walker.
Got to be.
Show us Jordan Walker.
Die for every ball. It's boring otherwise, plus it looks harder. The most important play in right field is what I like to call the janitor throw. Guaranteed out every time. I call it the janitor throw because it cleans up that are trying to take an extra base on you.
All right, so Carey, if I've got the positions right here, we need a left fielder,
A second baseman.
a second baseman, and a catcher.
Paez is probably your catcher. Or Pozo.
So I'm thinking Sajaci is playing second.
Okay. Right here. Who's playing left field? Or maybe is Donnie playing left field? And then you got Gorman.
Oh, Gorman.
At second base and Sajaci at shortstop?
That's interesting.
You don't have a left fielder right now.
No, you don't. Unless Siani's playing out there. All right, so who would make sense
Or
here?
maybe it is Siani.
Okay.
All right. Paez.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That was so much confidence
I
behind
believe
that.
in you. I totally believe in you. Go ahead.
Show us Pedro Paez.
Not great.
Come on, Carey.
Dunk it.
All right.
This is difficult. Thomas Sajaci.
Yeah, he's playing second.
Show us Thomas Sajaci.
Richard, do I have a mark on my face? It really hurts.
Nope, nothing. I thought I hit you on the shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does.
All right, how about
John Score says, this is brutal. You're telling me. Huh?
that was the Andre Belante of the lineup games. Hey, we got a perfect one yesterday. This is Paez.
All right. You have it.
Show us Pedro Paez.
Smithers, throw this at him.
You're out!
Maybe.
So this is Michael Siani.
Yeah, go
Show
ahead.
us Michael Siani.
See, with Michael, he had to win. That's what made him great. He did that little shrug, and I took that personally.
What a catch.
All right, we're on it.
All right.
Made my head itch.
Leading off in left field, Victor Scott II. Batting second, your DH, Lucan Baker. Batting third, first baseman, Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, no. Batting fifth, second baseman, Brendan Donovan. Batting sixth in right field, Jordan Walker. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Thomas Sajaci. Batting eighth, catching is Pedro Paez. And batting ninth in center field, Michael Siani.
Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
Zoosh and Waterboy bring up good points. Zoosh says it's more fun when they get them wrong. Now they're going to run a full segment. Waterboy echoes that. Yesterday you were perfect, had no idea what to do the rest of the segment. So now you guys are messing up, so you don't have to figure out what else to do during the segment.
I don't think we're trying to mess up.
Still.
You got a point. Both of them.
Yep. All right, Marsh, still 3-1-1-0.
Yep. I'm going to go with Nolan Gorman.
Off the bench.
Off the bench.
All right, CD.
Give me Thomas Sajaci.
Okay. Give me Nolan Arenado.
No, just keep it basic, why don't you?
Thank you. And Jamie Baker. Should we give him Lucan Baker? That's his guy.
I think.
Yep.
I was thinking Siani.
All right, Siani it is.
Oh, yeah.
Push got Siani.
You're right. He does like Michael Siani.
Loves Michael Siani.
Yeah.
named his son Michael, and then had it changed.
Huge fan of the lefty 9 and then 1.
He does. He certainly does. Yeah. That really describes Jamie Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is selflessness the key to success and championships? Carey's got a player in mind for this segment, but I think it's probably pretty universal. We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just did the lineup. My goodness, we just did the lineup game. If you missed that, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. The Cardinals did lose yesterday to the New York Mets. They'll take them on once again in Flushing, New York at Citi Field. First pitch tonight is at 6:10 with Miles Michaelis on the mound. The Blues take on the Winnipeg Jets. Tomorrow you can listen to Game 1 of Round 1 right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 4. Puck drop is at 5. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
All of a sudden you started hearing players using words like we're together, we're like-minded, we're one-minded, we're sacrificing, we're playing selfless. It doesn't matter who gets the credit. It's about the team. And when you start hearing things like that over and over again, and you see us fighting for each other on the ice, you know something special's happening.
That's Blues head coach Jim Montgomery, and he's talking about the Blues coming together and playing selfless hockey. And Carey, you were listening to one NBA player describe something, and you had thought about whether or not a championship is based on, or one of the keys to a championship and having success is playing selfless hockey, basketball, baseball, football.
Yeah, we often hear about teams that are, how they work for one another, how they care about one another, and how much that matters in helping them become successful and win championships. And so I was listening to Draymond Green after the play-in game, and he talked about one of his teammates and showing the selflessness that really exemplifies what the Warriors are.
I want to mention something that I saw today that no one will give a about. Sorry. Trayce Jackson-Davis did something on the bench today. He didn't play in the game. There was no seats left on the bench. Quentin Post said, Trayce, can I get that seat? And Trayce just got up. And a part of me was baffled that he got up for the rookie, because the rookie, if there's no seat, you sit on the floor. He just got up and gave him the seat. And I walked over to him and I said, that's one of the most selfless things I've ever seen a teammate do, because 99% of the time, you're going to be like, you even go sit on the floor, Rook, or go find a seat somewhere else? But he knew he wasn't part of the rotation, and yet the rookie was. They're playing the same position, and he got up and he literally got up and went and stood in the tunnel because there were no seats. And so I just wanted to put that out there, because that, to me, that's why you win games. It's chemistry, it's selflessness, it's togetherness, and I just thought that was a huge moment, and nobody else saw it except us three. And so I wanted to share that, because I thought that was a really big moment for our bench, that, you can make him sit on the floor and nothing happens. Or you can get up and boost confidence in him and he go back out there and hit a three. And I thought that was special.
So listening to that, and to people that are listening, like, he got up out of his seat. No, to me, it's much bigger than it. One, Quentin Post is a rookie. And if you don't know the hierarchy, you're a rookie, I'm sitting on the bench. No, I'm not getting up. I don't care. There's an element of competition, an element of you can be selfish in that moment. They play the same position. This rookie is essentially taking the minutes that you would like to play, and you're not playing. So now you're watching 48 minutes of a game, and you have no impact other than cheering your team on and being in good spirits. And good teammates do what he talked about Trayce Jackson doing. Man, here, you can have the seat. I'll get out of your way because you're playing. You need to sit down. I'm not part of the rotation. I'm not a part of this. And I think that good teams every single man on that team understands the hierarchy of the team. They understand their role, where they fit on the totem pole. And today might not be your day, but tomorrow might be.
Right.
And so I think the good teams, the selfless teams, the teams that work hard together and truly care about one another are the teams that have the most success. I've played on teams that truly cared about one another. That in Pittsburgh, when I say each man, we would tell each other, hey, love you, be safe out there before the game. Like, give you a hug, man, be safe, love you, bro, let's go get it. Mm-hmm. Those are the conversations you have. And then I've been on teams where, hell, you didn't even talk to other guys. Like you might see him outside of the facility. You might say, what's up? You might keep it moving. It didn't matter.
Wow.
Because it was not a team or a team environment, a family environment. And so for me, hearing that, it just brought it back full circle because since the Blues have gone on their winning streak, since the Four Nations face-off, we have had Jim Montgomery on every week, and he's talked about the thing that changed, to me, the thing that changed the most was the team became selfless. Mm-hmm. The team started playing for one another. The team started blocking shots that they normally didn't. I mean, it's easy to get out of the way. Sure. It's easy to preserve yourself and not want to be injured. But when you have a team that wants to win, that wants to play for another, and doesn't want to let the next man down, you stand in front of a slap shot. And you don't care if it hits you or where it hits you at. You take it. You get up off of the bench and let the teammate that is in the game, that is playing your same position, that is years younger than you let him have your seat. And so for me, watching that, listening to Jim Montgomery, listening to where the Blues are, listening to Draymond Green, like it all came full circle that selfless teams are the teams that generally win. The team, you got to be talented, but selfless as well. Those are the teams that usually win.
I always find it funny when we have like fun things happen that surrounds the team. 2019, you had Gloria. Now we have Jobu. Like, as a fan, that's fun to get behind, but I think it goes that much further for the team that created that. You know, that was a special moment in Philadelphia with the whole Gloria song. Mm-hmm. That brought the team together, though. Jobu, he just magically appears in the locker room, right? But everybody has bought into Jobu and the whole staring at the camera. Like, it's just little things like that if somebody doesn't want to buy into that, then there's kind of like a disconnect, right? Yeah. It's like, well, why don't you want to buy in, man? Like, what's going on here? But everyone's bought in. They're all rallying around Jobu and the staring and whatnot, and they're coming together right now. To me, it's not a secret as to why they've had this success since these things have been implemented. Sure. Because they're coming together and they're playing for one another, and there's that thing that they're getting behind. But sometimes that you have to have something like that in order for a team to really start to gel. Like I loved it when the team went to Minnesota for the Winter Classic and they all came out wearing like beach wear when it was like negative who knows what degrees outside. Like, that team bought into that, and there's a little bit of swagger there, and you start to play better hockey. And they made the playoffs that year. They won a round. They could have beat the Avalanche that year. If Bennington didn't get hurt. Like, I feel like you need that. Did you guys have anything like that in Pittsburgh?
We went about our business. We didn't have anything necessarily that we rallied around in terms of like a Jobu or anything like that, a Gloria song. But we were just really good teammates, like really good friends. Like I say, every Thursday we went over Potsy's, I call him Potsy, James Ferrier's house. We went over his house, and I'm talking offense, defense, special teams. We played cards. He had his massage lady would fly in town. You would go upstairs, get a massage, get you prepared for Sunday. If you needed acupuncture, she would do that as well. And then guys would be downstairs playing cards, eating. You would be there for hours on a Thursday after practice, and this is every Thursday. And then the days where we weren't at Potsy's house, it would be guys that didn't leave the facility till 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening because we were sitting in there playing cards. Like, if you didn't have a family to get home to, even if you did sometimes, hey, I'm busy. Like, we're together hanging out. And so for me, that's what great teams are. And again, I've said it. I've been on teams where guys didn't even celebrate each other's victories. Like, guys didn't celebrate guys getting a pick or getting a big touchdown or a big first down. It was like, yeah, okay, what's next? And I think those teams are the teams that generally don't have success.
I want to credit the audio that we played from Draymond Green on teammate Trace Jackson Davis. It was from KNBR. And then I want to kind of piggyback on what you guys are talking about. So you guys say selflessness. A lot of this too, I think, is just putting your pride and your ego aside.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's so important that we do that as human beings. But when it comes to a team, I'll keep it to sports. Pride, it can make you double down on bad decisions instead of learning from it, right? Like ego may convince someone that they don't need any sort of advice or critique. Imagine being on a team that is trying to accomplish something big, and you have several good, talented players, perhaps even the best players on the team, and they're so convinced that they don't need any sort of advice or critique from anybody. What that does to a team from the inside out. Yeah. I think of pride and ego when you also talk about like being selfless. Even with leaders, if a leader has a big ego, he may just say, "I'll do it myself."
Right.
And you may think, "Oh, wow, okay, he's doing it himself." But are you delegating?
Yeah.
Because that's what part of leadership is delegation and trusting that somebody's going to do that and do it well and not criticize them. I think that when teams and players put aside their pride and their ego, that is part of playing for your team. And that's when you start to develop that chemistry and you put aside, any sort of like, Marsh, you were talking about wearing, buying into some of the bits, we'll just say, right? If we all come together and we say, hey, we're going to do this segment, we're going to buy into it, right? And we're going to be a little silly and you're going to be a little vulnerable. Those segments are always better than when you're like, I don't know.
It's like
man.
when we had the golf, when we were talking in the golf talk the other day, and everyone bought in.
Yes.
And that's a winner.
That was a good segment, and I'd like to do more of that.
Everyone enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yes.
If you don't...
Great job, fellas.
If you don't buy in, you get somebody that's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
That's stupid.
That fractures the relationship, the camaraderie, the team. So I think that's big. And good on Draymond Green. That's leadership, too.
For me,
for pointing that out.
For him, this is, when people talk about Draymond, what does he bring to the table? All he does, that to me is what he brings to the table. Obviously, he's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year. But defense, rebounding, and those types of leadership qualities, you have to have those things on your team.
Also, with Draymond, I think he has a perception in the national media of what type of person he is and player, right? But I think what's most important are the players inside that locker room that know what he brings to the table. And none of that matters to them because they know what he's done for that organization. They've won multiple championships.
No question. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers heading up to Winnipeg for Game 1 between the Blues and the Jets, and we've got a lot to get into for that series, but we got what's trending next in the Fastlane.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, I saw this on X. DraftKings posted this on X. ChatGPT predicts the next 50 Super Bowls.
Whoa.
We know that Riz loves ChatGPT.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Loves it.
Yep.
50? Are you ready?
I was with Riz earlier today for the Spread Zone, which, by the way, the latest podcast available at 101ESPN.com, YouTube, as well as any other, media platforms that you get your podcast. Talking a little NHL round one.
What?
Yeah, me, Tim McKernan, and the one and only Riz.
And we'll talk about that later today.
Yes, sir.
But let's get into these next 50 Super Bowls, gentlemen.
Okay. 50. Next 50. Wow.
We'll start with 2026. I'm just going to go down the line.
You're going to go all through? You're going to go through all 50?
I'm going to go up till 2039.
How the hell do they know who's being drafted?
It's a computer. Knows everything.
Years?
Everything.
Gary, it's AI.
Yeah. The kid's not even born yet.
It's the future.
It knows.
You ready for the 2026 Super Bowl champion? I'll start there. I'll go with the next three. How about that?
Okay.
Bengals 2026. So we're already
get a defense?
Yeah.
Defense optional for Chat GPT.
We're off to a hot start.
That doesn't matter, huh?
Bengals, Eagles, Chiefs. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to go down the list until 2039. We got Bengals, Eagles, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills, Lions, Commanders, 49ers, Cowboys, the Jets in 2035.
Cowboys, Jets is where you lost me.
It gets better. How about the Bears in 2036?
Wow.
Right after the Jets. We get a Jets-Bears Super Bowl.
Congratulations, Chicago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Green Bay in 2037. The Los Angeles Rams in 2038. And the St. Louis Archers in 2039.
Yes! Yes, we did it.
We did it, gentlemen.
Archers? Are you all feeling that name?
No, I hate that name, but I love that we got
It's actually a pretty cool logo. I'm not going to lie. It has like a logo and everything.
The Archers,
They have 7 new teams.
The arch.
I know. It's just too on the nose.
You know why he doesn't like Hawkeye?
No, who likes Hawkeye? I ran out of arrows. I'm done, I guess.
You would take Archers if that's all you had.
Of course,
okay.
but
you don't like the name. What would you prefer? I think we've done this before. I think I said like Stallions at one point.
Well, that's what the Rams were supposed to be.
What about like the St. Louis Yellow Jackets or something?
What
Something
the
cool.
hell? Why would you? Who are you going to sting people?
Yeah.
Why?
You ever seen a Yellow Jacket?
What about the St. Louis Battlehawks?
Yes.
Oh.
I like that a lot.
You don't like the Stallions, huh?
No.
Why not?
No.
You don't like wild horses?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, they're fine. I just, doesn't. Oh, what about like the St. Louis Warhawks?
That's too close to the Battlehawks.
It is.
Well, we have to adjust it a little bit because we will also have the Battlehawks.
Well, why couldn't they just move to the NFL?
I don't know if that's
why
how
can't
that
we
works.
have two?
What are you talking about? That's where the San Antonio Spurs went from the ABA to the NBA, did they not?
Yeah,
it was in that documentary.
Yeah, there was. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, St. Louis Warhawks for me.
Okay. Well, well, you think of another team name. 'Cause I don't like that one.
He hates that one.
We have 7 new teams.
You got to admit it's better than Archers.
I don't know. You got to look at this logo. It's pretty sweet. Look at this, Carey.
Let me see.
You see that logo?
I do.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
He hates it.
He hates
What
it.
about the Spartans?
All right.
Hell no.
Spartans.
No, we can't do that.
Okay.
All right. Taste what he's. And
about
I will not stand for that.
What about the Jackrabbits?
No, that's I believe that's South Dakota.
I agree with Bazooka Tooth 75. Stallions is generic. Might as well call them the Panthers.
That's terrible. I disagree.
Yeah, like
I
the
like
Wildcats.
Stallions.
Like, okay.
Wildcats.
Yeah. It was my high school, and I'm not.
I thought I saw you in that High School Musical movie. You were dancing after winning that basketball game. Dancing and singing.
That wasn't me. I
sure?
didn't play basketball. Yeah. It was
Tony Bolton, right? Or no, Troy Bolton.
Willie says explorers. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I like you, Willie. I do. Just I don't like explorers.
We have 7 new teams thanks to Chat GPT. We have the St. Louis Archers. This one is interesting. We have the San Antonio Spurs football team. We have the Mexico City Aztecs, the Toronto Huskies, the London Royals.
Wow.
The Oakland Invaders.
They changed it?
And the Paris Revolutionaries.
Oh, they didn't change it. They went back to Oakland.
They went back to Oakland.
Okay.
They go back to Oakland.
Paris Revolutionaries?
We get a team in Paris.
Paris? Oh, man.
How about that?
I don't know how that works. That travel's got to be hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's London is
it's the same.
not too much, but whatever.
Wouldn't it be the same time?
I think so.
So
Geography is not
our strong suit.
Yeah, let's
I
stay
should
out
not
of
be
that.
talking.
So Chat GPT has the St. Louis Archers winning the Super Bowl in 2039, in 2070, and 2073.
2073.
Yeah. Carey, your Steelers win in 2049.
Congratulations.
My Vikings win in 2061.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Anthony, you don't have to wait so long because your Falcons are winning that Super Bowl in 2044.
Yes. All right.
44. That's
2044. I'll still be here.
Be able
I
to
mean,
see
maybe
it.
not here, but I'll still be alive.
You don't think you'll be here
I hope so. I do.
doing this show in 20 years?
I hope so, man. But you never know.
Yeah.
But
I'd be, what,
unfortunately,
63 then?
Unfortunately for all of us, the next 50 years, we, as a group, respectively, only see one Super Bowl for our favorite team.
How old am I?
You know, minus the St. Louis Archers, who will also be a part of that.
You mean the St. Louis Gladiators?
The Archers, Anthony. It's the arch. There's an arch in the background, and the guys.
What about the St. Louis Warriors?
St. Louis Warriors?
Yeah.
That's too. I don't know.
Gladiators.
Why can't we be the St. Louis Hawks?
We could be the Warhawks.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it, dog.
I'm
you
not-
know.
Why would you feel Warhawk? A hawk and he goes to war. It's a Warhawk.
It's just too close to the
St.
Battle
Louis
Hawks.
Stars.
It's a
You
big
got
hat.
that from the 314.
St. Louis Stars? We're going backwards.
Why?
Stars.
Marshy liked the Stars. St. Louis.
Did you?
He wants all of them to be St. Louis. Steve Burley's a St. Louis Star. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true.
And the logo would be too close to the Dallas
Stars.
Cowboys.
Or Cowboys, yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I don't like it.
All right. Well, we'll keep workshopping that. Not a fan of what Marsh is doing, though. Not really suggesting anything. He's just poo-pooing on ideas.
I like the Archers, Anthony. The logo's pretty cool. And plus, we're winning the Super Bowl in 2039, so.
You hate it.
Here comes the Archers. Nah.
You need something more
Yeah, fierce.
Coyotes.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You got to be an animal.
Doesn't have to be.
The Falcons aren't a fierce animal.
Are you kidding me? That's the fastest animal in the world when diving.
Wind
Have you seen the
diving or when
diving? When diving. You seen the talons on those birds?
Aren't hawks bigger?
None's faster.
Yeah, I don't know.
Falcon will rip your face off.
Not my face.
You know what-
I'm not going to be next to it.
You know it won't? An arch.
He's got a bow and arrow. You put it right through your skull.
Yeah, if he's accurate, the wind is not ridiculous that day. I see too many issues. Does this Cardinals roster leave them stuck in neutral? Talk about that next on 101 ESPN. I love playing Underdog Fantasy, and you will too, especially with the NBA playoffs here. Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during this basketball playoff with their extender promo. With the extender, you can play your way to increasingly bigger boost each round of the playoffs. You could start a playoff series like tomorrow, for example, use your game one boost, continue boosting each subsequent game to unlock the next one. And the longer that series goes, the bigger boost will be and the bigger payout for you. You can play for as little as $1, win up to 1,000 times your money. And it's all because of your NBA, your hockey, your NASCAR golf knowledge. You can put all that to the test and win a bunch of money playing at Underdog just by choosing whether or not a player will go higher or lower on their stats, depending on what sport it is, points, rebounds, assists, goals. You get the idea. Underdog is great. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, you can play for as little as $1. Download the Underdog app. Sign up using my promo code Anthony to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, that promo code is just my first name. It's Anthony after you download the Underdog app. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/extend.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. I was watching the Cardinals and Mets last night, and I was laughing to myself because we had opened up the show yesterday talking about how there wasn't anything really to complain about from a on-field standpoint over the last week and a half. And there wasn't. I mean, the pitching had been good. Offense, for the most part, was good. And then they lose a game, and you're like, oh, yeah, no, that's right. This team stinks. But really, I wonder if this roster just will keep the Cardinals tethered to 500. It's not a bad roster. We've seen that. It's not a bad roster. It's not a contending roster either.
Right.
And we know that the front office is not going to operate like it's a contender. Offseason, they didn't do so. Highly doubt they're going to do so at the trade deadline. I don't care where they are at that point.
Right.
But that's kind of the point, right? Because if we think that they're they're going to be a buyer at the deadline, or we even question whether or not they will be, then we'd also have to believe that this roster is good enough to get them into a spot where they're a contender. I don't think that's the case. I also don't think the bottom's going to fall out. I think we've seen enough, Carey, from guys like Jordan Walker and Newt and Donovan and who else? Who else is hitting well right now?
Scott.
That okay, they're going to be decent, but I think they're going to be a 500 team because that's kind of what the roster is.
Right.
It's going to lack storylines over the course of the year. But I also don't know what changes.
Is there a way for them to upgrade the look of the roster?
Well, let's talk about how the Blues did it.
Okay.
They added Cam Fowler. I'm talking about midseason. I'm not talking about before the season because if we're going to try to at least compare apples to apples, the season's already started for the Cardinals. The offseason is what it is. So they added Cam Fowler. They brought up Dvorsky for a little bit. Eventually, they brought up Snuggerud, but that was toward the end of the season. The 12-game winning streak sparked the playoff run.
You're leaving one critical
Jim
thing.
Montgomery came in.
That as well, but one other critical thing.
The other critical thing that happened during the season.
Not an addition.
Four Nations tournament?
Not an addition.
And I'm Brandon Saad?
Yes. Yes, Saad. Yeah. I thought you said Braden Saad.
Brandon Saad, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said Braden. I'm like, Braden.
No, Brandon.
Yeah, Saad.
Okay.
They removed
So
Saad.
who's their Saad?
I didn't say that. I didn't say it.
Say it with your chest.
But Saad leaving the roster allowed for Bull Duke to have more opportunities because he was kind of handcuffed under Bannister, right? So I think, and this kind of goes with what I was saying. You know, when I texted it in the group, I said they have a position, they have a surplus at second base and shortstop right now. You only got two guys that can play there. You don't have an opportunity to play six people. And maybe when I'm under the assumption that Nolan Arenado is here for the remainder of his contract. Because why not? You know, why not, Anthony?
Sure.
Money goes down a little bit next year. You're okay. You can deal with that.
Yeah.
Right? You good with that?
Sure.
Okay. Mason Wynn, he's your starting shortstop.
Correct.
Brendan Donovan, he's your starting second baseman.
I mean, he's going to bounce around.
But he's your starting second baseman?
For now.
Who's your DH? Herrera?
No, I mean, you got a log jam there, too. Because you got Gorman, you got Herrera, you've got Burleson.
Herrera should be your DH. I'm just saying. Like, we don't need to see him behind the plate. Nothing against the guy. I think he's a great hitter. Struggles behind the plate. Does really well at the plate. So, but even if he isn't, he's your catcher.
But I see
Burley
why.
as your DH.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Because I can see why the Cardinals are trying to figure
cool
it out
with
with Herrera.
Whatever.
Sure.
Whatever you say. It's cool. You got Sajasi. You got Gorman. You have, who am I missing? You got.
That's it.
Weatherholt.
I don't think we're going to see Weatherholt for a while. I know he's off to a start, but it's double A. He's in double A right now.
The reason why I put his name in there, because you should be playing the people with the highest ceiling, the best players, regardless of age. When we heard Monty say that yesterday, he talked about, guys that should be playing. It doesn't matter how old they are. It doesn't matter. How else are you going to know what they are or who they are? Like, you can't have a log jam for multiple years and not allow these guys to get an opportunity to play, and you're not playing, and you wouldn't be playing your best players. So how do you rectify that situation?
But I just think that with Weatherholt, I agree with what you're saying. With Weatherholt specifically, I think we're
years away.
Yeah, I mean we don't know how he's going to hit AAA pitching yet. He's in AA. So,
all right.
But from your main point,
the expectation is based on where he was drafted.
Sure.
Based on the trajectory, the ceiling that he has. He's going to be here at some point.
But since we're talking about just the season,
okay,
your point is well made. But with Saad, it was a veteran player making a decent amount of money that really wasn't giving you a ton of production. Like, he was fine. The floor was high, but the ceiling was not.
For Saad.
So with Arenado, I don't know Like, I don't know if Arenado is your sod. I think Michaelis is your sod.
We got that text. We got Contreras equals sod, Michaelis equals sod, 573. It's Moose. Okay, all right. You don't have to yell at us. He doesn't like that name.
I think it's Michaelis. That
just removes the money, though.
And it creates the opportunity if you also move on from Steven Matz at the deadline.
Okay. I'm thinking more positionally as opposed to financially. It's not my money. I don't give a damn how they spend it.
But but I think you bring up an interesting question. Like, where's the upside? The Blues created the upside. Mm-hmm. They created spots so that they could lean into the upside, play the upside.
Do you think that move was more about the finances or more about the player that needed to get the time on the ice? Because I think Saad being moved was more about Bolduc getting more time.
Completely
to play.
agree. Completely
it wasn't
agree.
a financial. The finances helped, but it wasn't necessarily a financial decision. It was this guy is literally blocking the other guy from being able to play as much as we want him to play.
Yeah,
and so we need to move on from him so that we can get the best version of Zach Bolduc.
Correct.
So is there a situation anywhere on this roster that you feel that somebody's not getting an opportunity because I don't want to say dead weight because
it's not in the position player group.
But it's financial. It's the pitchers.
It's pitchers.
Okay.
Like Eric Fetty's pitched well, but Eric Fetty to me isn't going to be here next year.
Right.
Miles Michael is definitely not going to be here next year.
Right.
Steven Matz, highly unlikely he's going to be here next year. So I think if you're going to create an opportunity, that is where your upside comes in. You start bringing up some of these young pitchers.
Okay.
That to me, it's not in the position player group. I know Contreras is struggling, but is he truly blocking Burleson? Because Burleson's been getting at bats. Gorman might be blocked a little bit, but now with the Mason Wynn injury, he's now getting opportunities coming off the IL himself. I don't necessarily think it's Arenado that's blocking you.
So
not
for
right
me,
now, at least.
And I've said this I said this a few years ago, and people thought I was crazy. Gorman, to me, if I were looking to move on and open up some space, it would have been Gorman. Mm-hmm. I know you had to. You felt like you needed to have him here because your plan was to trade Nolan Arenado and him get them those opportunities, but you were unable to trade Nolan Arenado. You still are not able to get Nolan Gorman every day at bats.
Right.
Because when Mason Wynn comes back, Donnie goes back to second base, and now you're platooning him and Burley between DH. Mm-hmm. And they're both left-handed bats. So how do you decide who the matchup is that gets that turn that day?
Right.
If he's not starting at second, because he's not, Lars is healthy. Like it and I get it. There's been a mindset of eventually somebody will get hurt. I don't want to play the eventually somebody will get hurt game.
Yeah.
Because that's not the best way for me. I want the best 9 players on the field. The best position players that can be on the field at all times. Those are the guys I want. And we'll figure everything else out after that. Mm. If somebody gets hurt, I'm not going to have someone of equal value because, damn, if he was equal value, he'd probably be starting somewhere. Right? So he's going to be a lesser player. That's why I've always hated WAR. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world. He wins above replacement. Like, if I'm better than you.
It's just a tool.
I hate it. It is a tool.
It's just.
Person that created it, probably. You're right.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. That was too far? Was that too far?
Well, look, Carey. You got a bunch of tools in your toolbox. Some you use more than others.
Yeah.
You know? It's just a tool. If you don't use it, then you don't have to use it.
You get rid of it.
Well, you don't have to
Keith Law is a tool.
Okay, Janet.
Did he make the rule? Did he? Oh,
no, he didn't.
Okay, either way. It would just.
Real quick, going back to Gorman, because you brought up Nolan Gorman. I am interested to see what Brant Brown does with a guy like Gorman over the course of a year.
But he has to have the opportunities. And where do those opportunities come from?
Playing,
where? How?
Veterans getting out the way.
Who? Exactly.
What?
When?
Where?
Why?
How and why?
Where are we?
I feel like we it was one of those segments where we just
didn't get an answer.
And that's okay. Anything. But something doesn't sit right with me.
I'll tell you what's not the answer. The St. Louis Warhawks. Anthony, that's not it.
Fine. Then cross it off then.
It's crossed off.
But you're going to have to cross off Archers.
We'll think about it. We have time.
And Warhawk stays. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If you're a young player it is incredibly important to study the greats. We've got a specific story with a specific blues player that did just that. That's next on 101 ESPN. Having green envy has given me kind of that big picture perspective. Let me explain. So many years ago, when we first moved into our house, I wanted to take care of the lawn myself. I wanted to be the person that went out to the hardware store and got what he needed, to seed and properly maintain the lawn. And I realized I was in over my head because the lawn didn't look good. There was weeds and crabgrass all over the place, and I just hated the way it looked. Green Envy came by one time, talked to their certified professional about areas where they can upgrade the look of our lawn and make sure that it's healthy year round. And I have not regretted the decision since. Now I've got that peace of mind knowing that Green Envy is the one that uses products that are safe for our soil here in Missouri, that are applied given the weather conditions here in St. Louis. And I love the fact that if there is a patch of weeds that have grown because it's springtime and once the rains hit and the warmer temperatures come in, this is when the weeds and the crabgrass and everything starts to grow. Green Envy's on top of it. Now, all I have to do is mow, edge, and sit back and take a look at my flush green lawn. I absolutely love it, and it's thanks in large part to Green Envy. Their program has no hidden fees and no contract. Give them a call, 636-655-3689. Again, 636-655-3689. GreenEnvyLawns.com. Marsh. Marsh just said something that I didn't think until he said it, but then once I heard it, it was spot on. The intro to this song, the bed that's playing right now, he goes, doesn't this just give you Pirates of the Caribbean vibes? Absolutely. Like right when they're about to start a mission. Absolutely. All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. Jackie Redmond had an interesting tweet involving Robert Thomas, and Jackie Redmond, of course, the NHL Network. She tweeted out that Jim Montgomery told her that after the Four Nations tournament, Robert Thomas expressed how much he liked Jack Eichel's game. So he and Thomas sat down and went through clips of both Eichel and Patrice Bergeron with a specific focus on the defensive side of the game. Montgomery said it was very productive. Quote, it was almost like he took those conversations and said, I'm going to show you, all caps, that I can do this so that you give me the ice time that I want. And he's been unbelievable for us ever since, to say the very least. Ha, ha, ha. Jackie Redmond tweets. Marsh, you read this and you thought to yourself, man, this is why it's important to study the greats. Not just the ones that played before you, but even the greats that are going on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't look at some of the players, some of the best players, not only to have played the game, but are in the league right now. Someone who has a Stanley Cup in Jack Eichel, who's still currently playing and who has developed his 200-foot game, and now he's one of the best 200-foot players in the league.
Right.
Why wouldn't you study and see what those guys are doing to implement that into your game? Like, to me, it makes all the sense in the world. And that kind of goes into the whole ego thing that we were talking about earlier.
Marsh, I was just going to say that. Absolutely. Go
okay.
ahead. Yep.
Yeah. So,
well said.
You could come into the league and say, well, I'm the best player. This is how I got here. Like, I'm going to continue to do what I did. And there's a reason why I'm in whatever league you want to say that you're playing in. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But it's not that easy because everybody in the league is there for a reason. So you have to continue to develop your game. And if there's someone that you can look towards that have tangible evidence of how they got better as a hockey player, why wouldn't you do that? And Robert Thomas has been one of the, if not the biggest catalyst for the Blues down the stretch after the Four Nations face-off.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I was thinking that too. If you put your pride and ego aside, that allows you to learn from others. It's the idea of if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Yep. Find another room. If you don't learn from the players that are doing it well, you're taking away from your own growth.
Yeah.
And you really you got an ego, and you're thinking, well, I'm better than that guy, or I'm better than that girl, and that's it. Mm-hmm. You don't ever grow. Why wouldn't you say, this person is doing, and it doesn't always have to be the entire game.
Right.
Like, you have to model your entire game after somebody. But for Robert Thomas, he was looking at Patrice Bergeron and Jack Eichel, their defensive game, and saying, all right, I'm a good defender. How do I get even better?
Right.
And then you could take aspects or techniques that those players are doing and model that part after your own game. I think it's great. I think it's great that Thomas did that, and I think it's outstanding that Jim Montgomery realized what opportunity he had for Robert Thomas and the team to get better and took advantage of it.
I think it's always great and it's always good to study people that play the game either before you or playing the game at a high level, guys that you aspire to attain that level or be as good as them or really just study their games, even if you are on the same level, what they do well, what they don't do well. I think it definitely is beneficial. And for Robert Thomas to say, okay, these are the guys, but it's also, there's a competitive level to that as well. Mm-hmm. You think these guys are better than me. So let me show you. Let's watch. Let's see. All right, I can do that. Let me show you that I can do that. And now I'm going to go out there and prove it to you. And as Monty said, and the article said, it just allowed him to unlock something. Marshy said since the Four Nations face-off, he's been the catalyst, one of the best players, scoring points, seeming like every single night, just being a part of the thing that has allowed this Blues team to turn around completely. But yeah, when I'm coaching kids, I want to know, well, you play this position. Who do you know from that position? And you can tell me current players. I prefer you tell me former players because that means you care about the game. You've studied the game. You've looked at, whether it's film, YouTube clips, whatever it is, and really understand how those guys got to that level, because it's not easy. It's a lot of hard work, and when you dissect it and break it down to what actually needs to be done, and you're realizing, oh, I'm deficient in this area. This is why that player is so good. Let me upgrade here, or let me work on this area. I can do, I do this well, I do that. We both are equal in this area, but this area, truthfully, he's better than me. So let me see if I can upgrade in this area, and then I can be the best version of myself. I think that that's awesome that he was willing to look at film with the coach and say, hey, how can I get better in the areas that you speak of? What do I need to do?
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We do have the Hawks Heat pregame at 5:30 today, so we're off a little earlier. Tip-off is at 6. We also have Grizzlies Mavericks with that tip-off at 8:30 as the NBA playoffs continue. Tomorrow, we've got some baseball, Tigers and Royals and Blues. Tigers and Royals pregame at 11:30 a.m. and first pitch at 12:10. And then, of course, the main event, we got the Blues Jets, game one of that series. Pre-game at 4, puck drop at 5. Listen to all the coverage right here on 101 ESPN and your home of the Blues Radio Network.
Are they headlining WrestleMania this year? The Blues and Jets main event?
Yeah, I mean, he said
on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking boxing when he said main event.
Darn it! You guys know what I meant.
Okay.
You know who this is? Tasty.
You're going to be watching WrestleMania, right, Anthony?
Oh, yeah. Now I'm going to record it. Hot take or hot garbage? Hot take or hot garbage next. If you have a hot take or hot garbage statement, send it to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. We'll play that game next in the Fast Lane.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Mets in Game 2 of their 4-game series. That is tonight. First pitch at 6:10. Miles Michaelis on the mound for the Cardinals as they look to bounce back and pick up a victory tonight at Citi Field. The Blues, they take on the Winnipeg Jets in Round 1, Game 1. That is on Saturday. That is tomorrow, and you can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 4. Puck drop is at 5. We will play Hot Take or Hot Garbage coming up next. So if you have a hot take you want to send our way, do so texting into the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Hot Take or Hot Garbage is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this SportsCenter update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hot Take. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. No Jamie Rivers. Jamie heading up to Winnipeg for Game 1 tomorrow between the Jets and Blues. Here's Andrew Marsh with your hot take or hot garbage statements via the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646.
From the 636, hot take or hot garbage. The Cardinals should continue to shed salary to give Chaim Bloom more room to work his magic in the offseason.
Yeah.
Hot garbage.
If it makes sense. I think it's a hot take.
I think it's hot garbage.
Why do you think it's hot garbage?
I mean, room to do what?
Anything.
You think this roster is going to look like the exact roster you have now?
Well, maybe
minus Eric Fetty and Miles Michaelis.
Maybe
and Steven
that
Matz.
Money can be given to somebody like Brendan Donovan. It doesn't have to be outside help. It could be rewarding players internally.
We talked about that yesterday. You think the Cardinals are going to go that route, or are they just going to go through the arbitration and say, "Nah, we'll pay you"? What do you say? $8 million next year for Donnie?
I think they'll look at internal
rewarding their players.
Yeah, I do. I think they'll look at a contract, a long-term extension for Donovan.
Okay.
Nude is the one I'd pause on. And the only reason is the obvious, which is the injury situation.
They think I'm trying to bring out Ranthony.
No, Gator. I'm fine. Yeah. But I think that's a hot take. I think that makes a lot of sense. It just depends on if it does make sense. Like moving Miles Michaelis or Steven Matz. I mean, I don't know if you move Michaelis, but if you move Steven Matz and move Eric Petty, yeah.
I guess my question is to go get what? Or who? An ace?
To free up spots for guys that are internally and to give that money to the internal candidates.
Maybe I heard it as take the money away, remove the salary to go get someone else outside of the building.
But maybe it's just flexibility, right? Like maybe it's not remove this salary and free up more so you could go out and get somebody else. Mm-hmm. It could be that, but just having that financial flexibility to give to Bloom.
If you choose to do so.
To me, it more sounds like, yes, exactly. To me, it sounds like giving Bloom as clean of a slate as possible.
All right. I won't be a negative Nancy.
I don't think you're being negative.
I just was wondering.
You're being
incredibly
skeptical.
negative, Wash.
You're being skeptical.
Very. And I'm not this way on my own, Anthony.
Okay, yeah.
I have reason to be this way.
I never said it. I never said you were.
Trauma?
Scarred. Cardinal fan.
Yeah, trauma.
Scarred. Yeah. Big trauma.
From the 573, hot take or hot garbage. The Blues play better without Colton Parayko than with him.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Next question.
I understand they're
do we need to?
I know they were the record. I get it, the record, but
Nah.
From the Waterboy, hot take or hot garbage, Killian Stalter will be the Super Bowl MVP for the St. Louis Archers in 2039.
I bet he'd be an Archer fan then.
If Killian and/or Lincoln were Archers, I'd be decked out head to toe in Archer gear. Everybody can bet their sweet ass on that one. Yeah.
Wouldn't be a stupid name then, huh?
Hell no.
And you wouldn't feel as bad for getting a little riled up because they wouldn't be playing, youth sports. They'd be playing in the NFL.
I could scream as loud as I want, is what you're saying.
What?
I did not expect that. That was all. I never thought, even for a second, even one time, I would be the parent that was scream, oh, come on. I am the refs, the umpires, and without them, no game. I'm always polite to the young referees for flag football. They're out there, they're probably getting, paid just a little bit, but I'm not going to be the one screaming. And when that came out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, God.
You felt bad?
I didn't feel bad, no, because that kid was out. The kid was out.
It was warranted.
Yeah, but I just didn't expect that to happen that way.
Did you feel like you embarrassed Killian in that moment? Okay.
No, because it was just quick. It was just, I'm like, what? Come on.
But you were the only one.
And I'm like, oh. Yeah, I definitely was the only one. Maybe the coaches were like, oh, what, really? I just didn't expect that.
Do you think the same rules apply for a men's league game? If you're playing softball,
yeah, just be cool.
Yeah,
just be cool, man. It's rec league.
Yeah, that didn't happen to me one time.
You were yelling at somebody?
Man, the ref just made a terrible call. And it was at a very pivotal point in the game.
Emotions got the best.
And I let loose on him. We're playing hockey. The emotions are high.
Sure, I get it.
Everything that we talked about in church that Sunday went right out the window in that moment.
I'll say
the same.
I'll say this, Marsh. I'm not going to judge you.
Well, thank you.
Not after Tuesday night. Not after what I saw Tuesday night from me.
When I was coaching high school.
Damn it, I say that out loud? Anthony. Yeah. Go ahead.
When I was coaching high school, I would kind of lose it a time or two. Lose it. Some of the calls that I saw or heard. I had a guy jumped off sides, false started, and the referee didn't call it. It was on the opposing team. He said, well, it didn't impact the play. I said, that ain't the damn rule, man. Mm-hmm. How do you know it was going to impact the play or not?
Yeah.
I was at a school one time. We were playing there. Not getting a lot of calls, man. It was really rough on us. My coach was trying to show me something on the whiteboard that we had on the sideline, kind of a big whiteboard. Yeah, I punched right through it.
Oh.
Yeah, I punched right through it. Then I felt bad because the look on his face was like, really, dude? We're trying to make defensive adjustments.
Yeah, and you just...
We're not going to be able to now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I punched right through it, pulled my hand back, and walked away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he make you buy a new one?
He didn't make me. I bought him one. I had it delivered to the school. I apologize.
So you were the head coach?
Yeah.
You were at Hazelwood?
Yeah. We were playing Eureka. We weren't getting no damn calls.
Your defensive coordinator. I can see your defensive coordinator.
He brought that board. He's like, all right, see, we need to... Damn that! And punch right there. I didn't say damn that. It was something else. Fast lane that.
Yeah.
Can you remember the look on his face?
Yeah, he was like, really bro?
Man?
He was so mad.
He's not going to use paper.
He's a defensive coordinator. He was so mad.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
This is not a karate class.
I don't blame him on
punched
that.
right through it. Because the referee, it was either the whiteboard or the referee. Because the referee said something to me.
You made the right choice.
And I was like, I told him at halftime, we can go to the parking lot, son. All right, the hell with this game.
Yeah. So I always think of our guy, Sweet Voice James, who leaves us a lot of mic drops. And I know he does a lot of umpiring for men and women's sports and youth sports. And I just picture him, nicest guy in the world. He's out there doing the best he can. Doesn't want to get any calls wrong. He don't want to be the story. And I feel like a lot of umpires and refs are the same way. So
we did get a text from the 573. Anthony, don't feel bad. I'm 47 years old. And in one time, I was that young umpire for about 12 years. I've been chased by baseball bats from moms.
Oh,
That's bad.
that's ridiculous.
Do not feel bad. I'm that same dad now. Not to listen words terrible but when it comes to our kids, we show emotion and it's okay. Don't let it get out of control.
Yeah, okay. All right. I appreciate you giving me one. We all get one. Spider-Man style.
Yeah, I do.
Everybody gets one.
Generally agree that referees should be treated with respect. Once you are disrespectful, like it was that referee, and I that man was no longer allowed to ref any more of my games because I told hey, this person can't referee. The thing he said to me, yeah, you
really,
yeah.
Oh,
no, it wasn't that, but
okay.
it was close.
Even if you get close,
it was the way he was talking to me. And I looked at my AD. I said, "So am I crazy, or is this happening right now?" He's like, "Yeah, nah, it. Sir, parking lot, you, me, fast lane the rest of this game. I don't care about the second half."
Your head, my whiteboard.
I take it back. You should have spared the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Went after him.
636 says, Fast Lane you, Anthony. The Archers is a great name.
It's not. But again, if one of my sons winds up playing for the Archers, and, hey, call me Archer. Call me Mr. Archer.
Mr. Archer?
If one of my kids plays for the Archers, paint my face. I'll have a tattoo of an arch in my face.
You guys want one more?
Sure.
All right. From Jub the Rub.
Jub the Rub.
Hot take or hot garbage? Brendan Donovan is a top 10 MVP candidate. He will get top 10 MVP votes.
If he stays
Take it.
This hot take.
Hot take.
I do feel like people like Donnie don't get, you just kind of overlook him. You know what I mean?
He's a ball player.
How could you?
I'm not saying I do.
Small, scrappy white guy? Is that what you're saying?
Long hair, beard.
Yeah.
From the South.
Basically saying Marsh, but not from the South.
Lefty. You're right. I'm sorry, Marsh.
Jeez.
I remember when I was up north for school, the people up there would say that I was from the South.
Oh, really? Well, I guess everybody's South. If
yes, technically,
North
but
Dakota.
Yeah.
I kept telling them, no, I'm from the Midwest. And they're like, no, we're from the Midwest. I go,
you're from the North.
The city that I live in is literally called the Gateway to the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what you want me to do.
Those people are in their own world. You just let them go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the advice.
You were right, though, Marsh.
Thank you.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Something happened last night after the second inning that I think will serve Andre Palante well moving forward. Will it also benefit other young pitchers? We'll explain next on 101 ESPN. All right, before we dive into this next segment, Marsh, you'd like to make a statement.
Yeah, it's gateway to the West, Anthony. I thought it was gateway to the Midwest. So it happens, right?
Yeah, it's in the Midwest.
We're in the Midwest.
That's why it's the gateway to the West.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm not going to, but just felt like I had to get that out there. Otherwise, I'd be thinking about it the rest of the day.
Yeah. Well, good. You feel all right?
No, I feel great now. Good. Yeah, I just had a little moment there where I wasn't smart.
Hey, you know what? You're always smart.
Well, not always, Anthony. And that's okay.
I think you're smart.
Thanks,
all right.
Anthony. Let's talk sports now.
Let's do it. Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh. No Jamie today. Jamie is in Winterpeg. Andre Palante, we talked a little bit about this early on, but Palante last night, he struggled. Struggled early, allowed 4 runs. 275. Anthony, as the geography expert, I was expecting you to catch that.
I didn't hear it either. I'm reading now. Did you say gateway to the Midwest?
Yeah. I heard it, but I knew what he meant. Some of these we have to let go, right? Like we all know what we all knew.
Well,
what
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with that. If you let that go, I will forever think that it is called the Midwest, like gateway to the Midwest.
Yeah.
All it took was 100 text messages to come in to say gateway to the Midwest.
Yeah.
It's the West.
I knew what you meant.
Well, I clearly didn't know what it was.
You're fine. You're fine. And so was Andre Palante after the second inning. Transition.
Great transition.
Palante struggled early, allowed 4 runs in the first 2 innings against the Mets. Gave up a home run to Mark Vientos, who previously was hitting 145. So that guy couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Then he hit a home run. Brett Batty, Francisco Lindor, they added RBI singles. And then after that rough inning is when Palante met with pitching coach Dusty Blake and catcher Pedro Pajes, and they made some adjustments. Pajes told Palante, hey, have more conviction in your pitches. Know that you're going to get somebody out. Know that you're going to spot. Know that you're going to locate. Know that this pitch right here in this spot is going to do what it's intended to do, have conviction behind it. And Blake, the pitching coach, advised better pitch mixing. So mix things up a little bit more. After that, Palante rebounded strongly. He retired 12 of the next 13 batters. Mm-hmm. Velocity also improved throughout the game. Topped out at 95.3 in the 5th inning, which happened to be his last one. Palante admitted that his curveball was ineffective. It forced him into some tough counts. But after that shaky start, he settled in and pitched well. I think that this is big moving forward here. This is how you go from being just a thrower to a pitcher. And Palante not having 98 at his disposal, he's going to have to be a pitcher. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to see, we all think that when a guy comes up, and even after he spends a couple years in the league like Palante, that they're finished products. They're not.
Right.
So I think that Palante getting this sort of advice and encouragement throughout a start like this and able to have success, that builds to the next start. And now you have something tangible to look back, CD, and say, I know what I did wrong then. I'm going to make an adjustment quicker, and I'm going to be fine. As opposed to you got crushed, you have to wear it for a couple innings, and you don't learn anything from it.
Well, I think that's what having a good teammate, having a battery mate that can talk to you and tell you, hey, this is what you're doing. And I think we often don't really take into consideration like the mental part of it. Like sometimes you have the capability, you're capable of doing it physically, but sometimes mentally you might be off of your game, and it takes the pitching coach, it takes the catcher who is looking at you every single pitch and say, hey, have conviction in what you're throwing. Man, just throw. You wouldn't be in this position if you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it just takes that little nudge, that little tap on the back and say, hey, you got it, you're good to go. And now you can go back out there and get it done. Now, ideally, maybe you would have liked him to go out there after 2 runs scored.
Sure.
And say that. But, that's a learning process, is a maturation process for all parties involved. Mm-hmm. And so now you can go forward and say, hey, and you can also use this as a moment later on down the line. Remember in New York, you were having that moment. You were struggling, and we talked about it. Yep, boom, you're right. Now, maybe you go out there after a couple of batters and you talk to him, and that conviction comes back in. And so it's all a learning process of what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, and getting back into the things that you do well and having and believing in yourself. I talk about it so much, the mental aspect of sports. There's not enough words to explain how important it is as a player, even at the professional level. There are times where you go through ruts and you just don't feel like you're capable of doing something. Sometimes those ruts can last multiple games. Sometimes they can last an inning, or a quarter or a period, whatever the sport is. But getting back into who you are and what you can do is always a great thing, especially when your teammates can help you get back on track.
This, I hope, is something, too, that, there's a lot of Cardinals fans that get frustrated about, like Dusty Blake. What does Dusty Blake do? Well, this is when a pitching coach matters. This is when, if we're talking about hitting, this is when a hitting coach really comes through. It's when you're struggling. It's when you can't see the forest through the trees that somebody says, hey, I know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Now let's work on it.
Yep.
If there's a hitter that it's just the timing's off. Maybe his swing becomes elongated. He's not keeping his hands back, and then they start to drop. Then his backside collapses. These are things that are correctable, but only if you know that's what you're doing.
Right.
And you can look at film work in between innings and things like that. And if you're a player, if you're a player with a high baseball IQ, you can fix that on the fly. Sometimes, though, you have no idea what you're doing. And having what you're doing wrong is what I should say. And somebody coming in and just correcting just that, hey, man, you're fine. Your backside's collapsing. That's it. Stand tall, keep the hands back, and rip.
You're good to go.
Boom.
Yep.
And I'm sure you did. It's like that for football, too.
It all ties in. You talk about the things, and for football, it could be, maybe the quarterback is dropping his elbow, or as a lineman, you're not sitting low enough in your stance in order to be able to pass it correctly. Whatever that minor technique, that detail is, you see it from the outside. They might not feel it, but once you correct them, they can click back in and say, oh, you know what, we've been through that. We've worked on it. Those are the things. And that's when I say why coaches matter. They matter in those moments. Hey, we worked on this. Remember, we talked about this. Okay, it's just reaffirming what you already went over. Now, at the end of the day, it's on the player to go out there and take those corrections and do it. And if he doesn't, and you saw that Palante was able to, if Palante doesn't have that performance after that four-run inning, you can, what are the pitching coaches doing? What? No, I told him. The hell, he got to go do it, right? Mm-hmm. So we get so mad about coaches. It's on the players to do what is expected of them. The coaches correct them. They go through it. They tell them, hey, this is what I see. This is what you need to fix. And now it's on the player to receive that information. I had a coach tell me the best thing. He told me one of the best things I was capable of doing was taking information from the classroom and implementing it onto the field. Mm. And
that's
a lot
difficult.
of people, it is.
You're talking about habits. You're talking about bad habits. Yeah.
So he said, he was like, we were going like postseason. It was in college. He's like, one of the things I like most about you is your ability for us to go over it in film, break it down, and then implement it in the game or in practice. He said a lot of people are unable to do that, and that's the difference. Coaching is the same. He's telling us all the same thing. Mm-hmm. But 4 of the guys aren't able to do that. 3 of us are. Right? The 3 that are can play.
Yeah.
The other 4 cannot because we're all receiving the same coaches. So that's why I'm always so big on it's not on coaches, it's on players and how well they process information to be able to go out and do that. And Palante obviously was able to do that last night in that situation.
Definitely. All right, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. It's Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Marsh, we locked and loaded? We're ready to go? Gauntlet?
We got a Gauntlet contestant. Allegedly, it's his birthday. We've had that happen before where, hey, it's my birthday, and then it's not your birthday, and then it get up on the Gauntlet. Mm-hmm. We'll see if it's actually his birthday today. Mm-hmm. We'll see if he gets a Gauntlet win, too.
We got a birthday boy coming up next in the Gauntlet on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
401, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. No Jamie today, but we got Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in John. What's up, John?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Now, John, is it actually your birthday?
It's actually Easter, 4/20.
Okay, all right, close enough.
Close enough, right?
Yeah.
You guys are on Sundays, so yeah.
Well, hey, happy early birthday to you.
Not yet.
Yeah, thank you.
We're not on Sundays yet.
Why would we be on Sundays?
I don't know.
Okay.
You guys want to come in during football season?
Oh, we had that podcast. What was it called again? I forgot. They only was only a few episodes. The Gridiron Guys. That's right.
A few episodes this season.
We did like few episodes you've ever heard.
Yeah, 3 or 4 last year too. Don't forget.
Add them all up.
Yeah. All right, John. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, or me today?
Well, I can't pick Carey because I'm a Steelers Illini fan. I can't pick you, Stalter, because you hit on my friend's girlfriend. I'm gonna take Marsh.
What?
Whoa!
You sure it's me?
Keep the feet moving.
No, I gotta hear
Joey
this.
And Caitlin. Remember Joey and Caitlin?
Joey and Caitlin. Oh, Joey, who's in the bet the board?
He won the trophy thing. Now he's on bet the board. But as Cyborgs, I think it was.
Oh, she's sweet. I wasn't hitting on her. I was just talking to her.
That's what you said. She was sweet. That's what you said. Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there.
All right.
You little flirt.
He was right there. Oh, Tanisha's like, shame on you, Stalter. I didn't do anything wrong. You're standing right there. I wouldn't do that to Joey. It's my guy for Bet the Board right now. All right, anyway, so you're choosing Marsh, John?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel, and we'll kick him out.
Spin that wheel, Marcy.
What category are you hoping for, John?
I'm going to say hockey because that's not the one I want, so I'll say hockey.
That's not the one you want, you say?
I say, you know how this works, don't you?
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. Is it?
I don't know if you know how this works.
Is it hockey?
Is it hockey? It is hockey. It is.
Oh, my Lord.
You know what? I'll say this, John. The wheel knows anyways. Like, whether you say it or not, the wheel knows. Thank you, Carey.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to get 4 hockey questions. Each one is worth 2 points, unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, John, you will get that question, and it'll be worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Question 1. How many first-round matchups from the 2024 playoffs are matching up again in the first round of the 2025 playoffs? So how many first-round matchups from last year's playoffs are also meeting up again in the first round of this year's playoffs?
I'll just shoot. I'll say 2.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 2. What was the last year the Senators were in the playoffs?
Options, please.
Is it 2017, 2018, or 2019?
I'll say 2019.
Final answer?
Final answer, yeah.
All right, John, question 3. How many Western Conference teams have the Blues never seen in the playoffs? How many Western Conference teams have the Blues never seen in the playoffs?
No, that's an options, please.
Sure. 3, 4, or 5?
4. Final answer.
Final question. Name the only team the Seattle Kraken have defeated in the playoffs in their history.
Ooh. Shit. I should know that one. I'm sorry. Options, please.
Is it the Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, or LA Kings?
LA Kings.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, let's bring back Marsh from the Cone of Silence here. John, how you feeling?
With my fingers.
No.
We'll see. We'll see what happens
how it
here.
goes.
Yeah. All right. Marsh coming back from the Cone of Silence. Ready to go. Putting on his headphones there. Marsh, how was it going to silence?
No, it was great.
Good. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right. Question 1.
You gonna tell them the category?
Nope.
Okay.
How many first?
Can I tell them pack a lunch?
Yes.
Pack a lunch.
Okay.
How many first-round matchups from the 2024 playoffs are matching up again in the first round of the 2025 NHL playoffs? It's hockey.
Hockey, you say? Okay, so can you repeat the question?
Sure. How many first-round matchups from the 2024 playoffs are matching up again in the first round of the 2025 playoffs?
Okay, so we have LA and Edmonton. Like I said yesterday, I think that's their 100th time meeting up in the first round, it seems like. Man, I know it's that one. I'm trying to... Stars and Avalanche, I don't believe met up last year. Or did they? That's the one that I'm stuck on. Senators and Maple Leafs did not. I think Carolina did last year. Man, let's use the options. Probably like 1, 2, or 3.
Your options: 1, 2, or 3.
Man, I think it's just 1. I think it's 1. I don't remember the Battle of Florida last year in the first round. And I don't think I think Colorado played Winnipeg. Winnipeg didn't win. I'm going to go 1. Final answer.
Question number 2. What was the last year the Senators were in the playoffs?
Oh, the Senators. That had to be the year that they went to the conference final. It would have been the year that Pittsburgh played Nashville in the Stanley Cup. So if Washington won in 2018, Pittsburgh would have won in 2017. So I'm going to say 2017, that 2016-2017 season. Final answer.
Question 3. How many Western Conference teams have the Blues never seen in the playoffs?
Never seen in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Western Conference. Okay, I guess we have to go through all the teams here. Kraken was one of them. I mean, Utah technically, but they were Phoenix, and they have played Phoenix, so that would be the teams. I won't count them then, unless that's part of the question, but okay, no, I will count them. 2, see, the Kings, no. Oilers, I don't believe so. I think they've played them. They've had to have. Stars, they played the Stars. They've had to play every Central team. Except for Utah. They have not played Vegas. And I think that's it. I'm going to go with... They've played Vancouver. Have they played Calgary? I don't know if they've played Calgary in a playoffs. I'll say 4. Final answer.
Final question. Name the only team the Seattle Kraken have defeated in the playoffs in their history.
That'd be the Colorado Avalanche. Final answer.
All right. Let's go over these. This one's interesting. John versus Marsh. Round 1 for John in the Gauntlet. Let's start off with that last question. Name the only team the Seattle Kraken have defeated in the playoffs in their playoff history. We just heard Marsh without the option say the Colorado Avalanche. John took the options, said the LA Kings. Correct answer is
Colorado Avalanche.
Marsh up 2-0. He did not need the options on that one. Let's go back up to the top. How many first-round matchups from the 2024 playoffs are matching up again in the first round of the 2025 playoffs? Marsh, with the options, said 1. John, without the options, said 2. Correct answer is
2.
It is 2.
Can I guess the other one?
Yep.
Is it Carolina and New Jersey?
No, sir.
Is it the Battle of Florida?
It's the Battle of Florida.
Wow, I don't remember that.
Florida took the series 4-1 over Tampa. Carolina played the New York Islanders last year in round 1.
Yeah, that's why it was very forgettable.
So we're all tied up, 2-2. How many Western Conference teams have the Blues never seen in the playoffs? John took the options, went with 4. Marsh, without the options, also said 4. Correct answer is
5.
Ooh, 5. Utah, which does count. Utah, Seattle, Vegas, Edmonton, Anaheim.
Okay.
So Calgary, they did face Calgary at one
Said the
point.
Monday Night Miracle was Calgary.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So we're all tied up, 2-2. Comes down to this. What was the last year the Senators were in the playoffs? John took the options. He went with 2019. Marsh did not take the options. He went with 2017. If it's 2019, John wins. If it's 2017, Marsh wins. If it's any other year, we got to walk off. So, Carey, what was the last year those Ottawa Senators were in the playoffs?
I get choked up thinking about it.
Yeah, you do.
It was 2017.
John.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
John, bad news is you lost. Good news is you are clearly a good guy because Marsh only beats good guys in the Gauntlet.
No, thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to put a shout out to my boys, Alex and Joey. We listen to you guys every day.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you.
John.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Tell
it.
Joey I said hello, and we're going to bring a win home in the Bet the Board this month.
Oh, yeah. Let's go Blues.
That baby. He didn't care.
Right,
He didn't care that I said tell Joey, we'll win. He wanted to get to
Was
the
he
Let's Go
talking about
Blues.
Alex and Joey? Our Alex and Joey?
No, his sons.
Oh, is that his kids?
So Joey.
There are other people in the world with the same name.
correct.
My middle name is
Yeah.
Alex, so I agree. Alexander.
Alexander.
Yeah.
So John's son Joey was the one that picked me in Bet the Board.
Okay.
I've met him a couple of times out and about when we're at various events. I did not hit on his girlfriend.
I won that one for you, Anthony.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You avenged me.
I did.
I appreciate it because there's nothing I could do.
No, yeah.
And we were
I
all
appreciate
standing here
you.
like, whoa.
Wait.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Man.
I walked in. There's that sign that says "Win it for Anthony,"
And you did, yeah.
and I hit it.
Thanks,
thought that
brother.
was
I
the
came in here and
Play
won.
like a champion today.
Well,
son.
it's a little different.
We have the win it for Anthony. Notre
Yeah.
Dame has to play like a champion
Yes.
today.
Yeah,
Okay.
the other teams have like believe, and it's like ripped in half.
Right,
and they still touch
right.
it and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Ours says
Or-
"Win it for Anthony."
Keep a piece for yourself,
Yeah.
Till that moment comes. Yeah. All right. Anyways, NHL playoff round 1, a quick hitter. We'll go over some of these matchups and tell you exactly who's going to win. Maybe one of us will be right. That's next on 101 ESPN.
It's time for a Blues playoff report presented by English Sweep Fireplace and Chimney Restoration. Schedule your chimney inspection at EnglishSweep.com.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN.
Can we do what I learned today? I learned something new every day here.
You want to do it now?
No, we don't have to do it now.
Save it.
I'll try to remember.
All right. NHL.
I'll write it down for you.
Oh, man.
NHL playoff round 1. Who do you think is the round 1 lock? I think there's one clear one. Carey? Round 1 lock. So the team that is the lock to win round 1.
I mean, for me, it would be the Capitals.
The series. Capitals for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I got.
It's not the Capitals for me.
No?
No.
You want to go in 3?
3, 2, 1. Hurricanes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the Hurricanes as well. I think that.
Well, that would be why I didn't pick them. I didn't pick them on our sheet.
You got them falling?
I did.
Wow.
Because why not? I picked the Devils to win that one. The sheet you had us fill out yesterday?
Yeah.
Did you look at it?
No, yours?
Go take a picture of it. Go take a look-see.
Okay.
I picked the Devils.
Good for you.
Yeah. Then I got the Capitals playing the Devils and beating them and making it to the conference finals.
Who? The Capitals beating the Devils?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I know. I don't think the Devils get out of round 1.
I have the Devils getting swept.
You're wrong.
I've got a gentleman's sweep.
5 games.
5 games. I don't think that they match up very well with Carolina.
They don't even have their best player.
No. And Carolina bolstered by the acquisition of Rantanen.
More of a reason.
So, not Rantanen. Sorry.
Well, they had him for a second.
Anyways, I think that they're just set up to make a deep run. Their defense is excellent. I think that this is a team that could finally, I don't know, maybe at some point get over the hump.
So they get past the Capitals?
I don't know. Let's just stick with round 1.
You said a deep run.
I just said possibly
a deep run is not a first round win and losing the second.
The biggest lock is them.
For sure.
Okay?
For sure.
Speed, skill, possession-heavy team. See you, Devils. All right, most evenly matched up series.
For me, it's got to be the Lightning and the Panthers.
Ooh, I got a different one, but go ahead.
I just think those two, like, I really think that that's a coin flip. You know, the Panthers will get some guys back, some dudes. The Lightning have been solid. I think, you know, it's quite obvious both teams have winning pedigree. And you just never know what you're going to get out of these, like, rivalry first-round matchups. I think that's a coin flip. I personally have the Lightning winning that series, but I think that either one of those teams could come out of the first round. I definitely think it's going 6 or 7.
I would say the Lightning and Panthers as well, but I had the Panthers winning because of that reason. You talk about guys coming back healthy. You get, I mean, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, Anthony. It's like having a trade.
Thank you.
It kind of is, though.
It's not.
It kind of is. You get one of the best players in the league back. He's healthy. He's going to be ready to roll. Yeah, I think, and if he's playing the majority of the year, you're probably not where you are in this seeding. So you look at it from that regard. I think the Panthers are going to win that series.
I think it's Dallas and Colorado. I think that's the most even series. Now, I know the Stars are limping into the playoffs. They lost, 7 straight or whatever it was.
Jason Robertson, a little banged up
as well. But I think that matchup, the Stars and Avalanche, I think that goes the distance. And I think the Stars win in 7. So that's my most even matchup. Which team or teams do you think pull off the series upset?
On 3?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Blues.
All right.
Yeah. I think that I actually do.
Believe that.
I believe that. I believe that they can pull off the first round upset. Connor Hellebuyck, obviously outstanding during the regular season. He's had his postseason troubles. The Jets have had postseason issues when it comes to this round 1. They deserve all the praise and everything coming into the playoffs, but I think that this Blues team steals the series with Jordan Binnington, and I hope at some point we see Dylan Holloway, but it might not be in this series.
I said last week when the Blues, after they lost to the Jets, and Monty was doing his post-game presser, he sounded very coy about how confident he was for his team versus that team. And so to get a chance to play him in the first round, I think that the Blues believe that they can beat that team. I know they lost 3-1. They empty net goal at the last end of that game, but to me, they feel like a confident team that can play well with this team. I think they're going to be more physical. I think they're going to take the game to the Winnipeg Jets, and I do believe that they can actually beat them.
I do too.
I have multiple upsets.
As do I.
Yes, I will go with the Blues, as we just stated. Give me the Los Angeles Kings.
I agree.
Give me the Ottawa Senators.
I'm on that too.
I have the Lightning winning, as I have previously mentioned. And I have the Montreal Canadiens defeating the Washington Capitals.
That's where you lost me. But I do.
You were on board until then?
I was on board until then. I will trade you a Canadiens for a Stars. Because I think
the Stars lose?
I think the Stars pull off the upset.
Oh,
even though
it's a smaller upset.
They're the higher seed.
They're the higher seed, but the betting odds are Stars are an underdog.
Books.
Correct.
Yeah.
I get the Blues. Again, these are for the series, based on the betting odds. Blues, Stars, and Kings and Senators. I think Toronto chokes on applesauce.
Really?
Again.
Really?
And you know how I feel about Chief.
I was going to say, who's their head coach?
That would be Craig Berube.
You think he's going to allow that to happen?
Yeah. I don't know if Toronto can trust their goaltending. I think that this is an emotional, scrappy, talented team led by Brady Tkachuk for the Senators. Give me the Senators.
And Marcia, you think the Washington Capitals are going to lose that series?
Yeah, I don't like the way they've been playing down the stretch. Obviously, you're sitting some guys, whatever. I feel like the emotions of this entire season was wrapped around Ovechkin breaking the record.
I could agree with that if they stunk. Like they didn't stink. They had 111 points. Like they were a really good team, and he was chasing down that record. I think that probably getting that record probably freed everybody up and released some things for them to play much better in the playoffs.
I don't know. There's something about it, man. I just have a feeling.
I think I had the Caps going to the Stanley Cup final.
I had the Habs winning round one.
I'm fine with that, CD. Yeah. Not that you need my approval on that.
Not at all.
No, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Appreciate it, though.
Yeah, okay.
Also, Brady Tkachuk in the playoffs. I wouldn't want to play that guy. Maple Leafs are losing.
Same. I'm with you on that one. I think that they're a surprise Cinderella. I don't think they're a first-round flameout. I really don't. The vast defensive improvement, the youth movement there with Sanderson, obviously Brady Tkachuk leading the charge. They could have a special teams edge. I think they're legit. All right, which team needs a round one win the most?
On three? 1, 2, 3. Maple Leafs.
That's what I said. I actually said Blues.
Did you?
I did. Yep.
I'll take it.
No, I think it's the Maple Leafs. I think that is a team that absolutely forget our predictions, just which team needs it. I mean, they've got that core four era going on. You would think this could finally be their year. They got this. They do have the solid goaltending tandem. I just don't know if you can lean on them. But with that playoff baggage, is that going to follow them?
I think the next team would be the Jets.
Jets. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but without Aaron Rodgers now, that could be tough.
I think that's a different city. Same name.
Yeah.
Different and different
Jets
sport.
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Winnipeg Hockey Jets.
Yeah. No, the Milwaukee Hockey Mets.
The Milwaukee Hockey Mets. I think the Jets, in all seriousness, are that next team too, Marsh. I do. Mm-hmm. Because that's a team that, as we know, they've also got that first-round ghost. President Trophy winning Jets. They should be one of the most complete teams in the NHL. But first-year head coach, Hellebuck, with some of the issues that he has had in the postseason, can they finally get over that hump? Back-to-back first-round exits. Big question is whether the regular season dominance is going to translate. We shall see. All right, final one. Out of the previous winners, recent winners of the Cup, who's the most dangerous? Panthers, Lightning, or Golden Knights?
Panthers.
Okay.
Because I just said they're getting people back healthy. again, if you have Matthew Tkachuk for that amount, what did he miss, a month and a half from after the
Four Nations
face-off?
Yep.
I think if he's playing, they're probably not seated there. So I think that's probably the most dangerous team. You have guys, and you're rested. Like, there's something to be said about, guys not having to be up and moving around and being worn down. He should be well rested, ready to roll. He's probably going to be on fire.
So CD says Panthers. Marsha, you say?
I'm going with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have the best goal differential in the Eastern Conference. They have a hell of a home record, and they have a winning pedigree. They're not too far removed from winning 2 Stanley Cups, so let's not sleep on them. I know Florida just won. They went to 2 Stanley Cups in a row, but I think if Tampa Bay gets past the Florida Panthers in that first round, I think they cruise on their way to the Stanley Cup.
I didn't realize that this was going to be the best question, but it is. CD went Panthers. You went Lightning. I'm going Vegas. I think they are quietly stacked. They can ride depth. I think they've kind of become rejuvenated. They've got that blue line that's absolutely nasty to deal with, so give me Vegas. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you have a question for our Sports Six-Pack, something you want to ask us, send it there, and we'll have it answered next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to finding your next new ride, just head out to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. They have over 800 new and used vehicles all in one location. So as you know, some dealers, they're going to boast about having a large inventory, like, hey, yeah, just come on down, you take a test drive. And then when you get there, they're like, oh, no. That vehicle's at a different location, but we can get it here for you. No, not at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. Again, all in one spot. Massive location right off I-55 in McNutt in Herculaneum, just minutes from South County. Forget about overpaying. Their vehicles, they're priced to move. Plus, on new Nissans at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, you get a complimentary lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. And what that 30-day return promise is that if you want to bring the vehicle back within 30 days, no problem. You're not completely satisfied with it, no problem. They will refund your money, set you up with something else. Serious peace of mind you're not going to find at other dealerships. If your credit's seen better days, no problem. Their credit experts can help any credit situation. So check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. Or better yet, head out there, peruse the selection yourself. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Big inventory, bigger savings, zero nonsense.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just did our NHL playoff round 1 quick hitter. The Blues will take on the Winnipeg Jets. Game 1 is tomorrow, and you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 4. Puck drop is at 5. The Cardinals take on the Mets tonight, looking to get back into the win column. Miles Michaelis on the mound tonight for the Redbirds. First pitch is at 6:10 at Citi Field in Flushing, New York. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll do our six-pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
All right, plenty of time to get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. It's part 1 of our Sports Six-Pack with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter, and here is Andrew Marsh.
Question number 1.
From the 636, which major sport has the toughest players? Which sport has the softest players?
Carey, go ahead.
Yeah.
Feel like you'll spark something on the text line again.
Football has the toughest players. Yes. When we're talking to four major sports, I would put boxing, I would put MMA in that as
rugby.
well. I don't know about rugby.
What?
Feels very controlled. It's not as, there are collisions, but it's not, it's a little different.
Okay.
I think any
basically
sport,
football without pads.
Yeah, but they don't. It's not as many collisions as. I'm sure. Okay, rugby.
How about this? Out of the 4 main, like you were about to say.
Oh, football. Softest, basketball.
Ooh, I'd say soccer.
4 main.
Oh, 4 main.
Yeah, we're not in Europe.
Come on, Anthony. What are you doing? You're not going to put soccer in there? It's your favorite sport.
Yeah, but
it's still basketball.
I recognize that it's a European sport. It's not an American
It's still
sport.
basketball. Even if you put soccer in it. It's still basketball.
Okay.
Those guys are. I love basketball players. I got a few of them as friends.
Did you really just go that route?
I got some friends that are basketball players.
No offense.
But they are soft. Most of them. Not all of them.
Look, football players are incredibly tough, and so are hockey players. Like, hockey players are skating around on that ice with less padding, and they're still throwing their bodies around. The speed and everything that you play with, you got to be tough. Hockey players are really tough. I think those are the 2 sports that stand out to be the toughest. So,
yep, here we go.
Question number 2.
From the 314, when the Blues get to the second round of the playoffs, who do you want them to play, Dallas or Colorado?
Ooh.
I got to go back to here, though. DLW 1904 says football is soft, only play 15 minutes out of the 60 per game. Ryan Crawford says football has went soft, let's be real, 15 years ago maybe, but man, was tough watching some of the calls. I'll say this, and CD, you don't even have to say anything.
Hey, man.
DLW 1904, Ryan. If you were to get hit
you would
by
not
an NFL player,
you wouldn't be in the snake pit anymore.
Let's be real.
Like, I find it interesting. Like, even me, I played in the NFL, and you can say it's soft now, but I watched some of them hits, and I'm like, damn.
Carey can't even walk anymore. He hasn't even played in years.
I was
elbows and shoulders hurt.
I was talking to somebody, a parent, one time, and they were talking about their son and, possibly getting into football. And I'm like, oh, what age are they? And he was already like 15 or something like that. I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, we don't know if he'll like it. I go, well, you'll find out pretty quickly after that first practice.
Very quickly.
Because it's
the first padded practice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The first padded practice. You either do one of two things. Either you get hit and you like it, or you get hit and you can just say, all right, I don't like it, but I'll survive, right? That's the only two options. Because if you get hit and you don't like it, you're done with football.
You're quitting.
Like the helmet gets rattled, your teeth gets rattling, and
hey, man,
it's rough, man.
I don't wish that on anybody. Like, my son plays football. I'm like, dude, you don't have to play. Like, bro,
yeah,
you don't have to. It's a violent sport, and if you think it's not, you're crazy.
Take a hit in hockey. Look, buddy, I'm saying both of them are extremely difficult. Splashback Deuce brings up a good point, but if a hockey player got hit by an NFL player, I don't think you realize these hockey players are a little bit slighter. I mean, they are athletic. They're tough. You get hit in the face with a puck. You tell me you're not tough? Like that's not the discussion. But as Splashback Deuce says, if a hockey player to absorb a hit by a football player, I mean, dude, it's not the same body type.
It's not the same. Like, you don't have. Listen,
you're also hitting differently.
We played
absolutely,
and there are 300-pound men that run very fast.
Yeah,
like we played the Ravens. Willie got hurt, and I had to play tailback. And after that game, I said, "Hey, man, I don't know how you do this every Sunday, because I got stuff on me that hurts that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah,
like I'm hurting." And I would be hurting just from blocking.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need to argue with it. Listen,
yeah,
we can,
right.
If you want, now, we can sign a waiver. We can put some pads on.
This guy's been itching for it.
And we can line it up.
Yeah.
And we can see how you feel.
Guys in the snake pit right now, you're making this into a football or hockey thing. I'm not. We're not comparing that. You know what? Hey, let me do the passive-aggressive thing. You guys are right.
Anthony, who is going
Bazooka
to be
225? Absolutely.
Who's going to be the
daddy?
opponent?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Who's going to be the opponent?
Your daddy
Anthony?
says, I like to hear Jamie answer to this. He'd say the same thing. Hockey and football are incredibly tough.
I will tell you, I'm not taking a slap
football
shot.
Is weak.
I'm not taking a slap shot to the face, but I don't think a hockey player is going to stand there and pick up a linebacker that's blitzing. Or
not more than
go
once.
Catch a slant with a linebacker.
Ryan, I didn't ask the question. Ryan, so you asked the question. No, I didn't. I didn't ask the question.
I think I'd rather play
hockey.
Colorado.
I said hockey and football they're both tough players. Then you guys started chiming in saying football is weak, which spurred me to say this. This is why we're here, because you said football is weak.
This has got to be a.
Like what are you talking about? DLW to put on skates. Hey, dude. I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you hear. Like you're sitting there like, oh, you don't know hockey's tough. I'm telling you, hockey is tough.
The Blues have had success against Colorado this season. I think that's why I'd pick them.
What's the question?
Are we on the second question?
Let me do the Anthony thing. What's the question? Can you ask it again?
I like this topic. I like the football topic.
I'm going to listen to this, but I'm not going to hear it. I'm just going to.
If you run into a 6'3", 250-pound man,
no,
Luke Kuechly,
no,
Thomas Davis,
no,
James Harrison.
Football's weak.
I mean,
football's
weak.
weak.
Talk about how far back do you want to go? Ronnie Lott. I watched Christian Okoye, who was a large human being.
It's a Friday, and now I'm pissed.
I watched Christian Okoye, who was a large human being, get put down by Steve Atwater. You want to do that?
That's because he was weak.
Nah, not at all.
Bazooka 225. That was funny. Anthony, why do you hate hockey? That was funny. Can you re-ask the question?
Yeah, the 636 says, I'm with you, Marsh. I think it's Colorado.
Yeah.
What's the question? Now you're not listening.
I've already lost it.
Now why don't you join the snake pit?
I'm in the snake pit. I've been talking to him today. It was basically, when the Blues win the first round, who would you rather face, Colorado or Dallas?
It doesn't matter, because this Blues team, You talk about some of the toughest. First of all, they play hockey, so they're tough. Second of all, you're talking about some of the toughest players in ever, Bob. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Question number 3.
Just one football game a week. Enough said.
Dude. Okay.
All right, this one comes from Afton.
Yeah, we got to move on.
Afton Soccer Guy.
This, you know what, CD? Shame on us. Shame on us because we bought into it. Go ahead.
Hook, line, sinker. Which St. Louis stadium has the best atmosphere when capacity is full and it's a postseason
Got to be
game?
Enterprise. Got to be Enterprise. You know why? Hockey fans are tough. And when you're watching tough hockey players, you're tough as a fan.
I thought you were going to say Energizer Park.
I was going to say, yeah.
No.
St. Louis.
Energizer Park? For what game?
The playoffs.
Game.
The playoff game.
The playoff game?
Playoffs.
Yeah. Nah, well.
Playoffs. We're speaking in Anthony. We're speaking into existence. Ooh, easy for me to say.
Energizer Park would be really good.
Can I
People
say...
stand on their feet, and they stand on their feet the entire game.
How about...
You ever hear somebody say that?
Yeah, I literally went to a game and did not sit down the entire time.
And then why do you have to, not you, but you in general, have to tell people that?
Because it's important.
Did you ever notice that, Carey?
It shows how big of a fan you are, Anthony. That
Soccer fans don't sit. Okay.
Can I throw one out for you?
No, I'm angry. I'm angry.
I'm trying to think. Like
I'm angry.
I had a teammate. Listen, we were playing in Seattle. This guy, my teammate, came to me. He said, "Hey, is everything okay?"
No, man,
Something
your
wrong
jaw's
with
on sideways.
Hey, is my mouth okay? I said, "No, you should go see the trainer. He had a broken jaw. He was blocking."
He's blocking.
Hey, something doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right either. Your jaw.
How long was he out for?
We only had a couple weeks left in the season, so.
Oh, so he didn't play?
No, he couldn't play with a broken jaw.
Well, Zdeno Chara played 2 games later in the Stanley Cup.
Do you know why?
He broke his jaw.
Do you know why he was able to play?
Because
he wasn't going to get hit.
That's not true.
It is.
That's
not
not
see
true.
when they hit
because it's
each
the cup.
other.
Nah.
And the boards.
I do see it.
And the ice.
Ain't the same.
You ever watch Scott?
Oh, you're right.
Hey,
It's
you know
better.
what? I know you like looking up Michael Vick highlights from back in the day. Look up a Scott Stevens hit.
That seemed
Look
very
at Paul Correa.
passive aggressive.
Paul Correa got annihilated in the Stanley Cup back in 2003.
And he still played.
He came back the same game and scored. And he doesn't remember any of the game.
Go look up Hines Ward, Keith Rivers.
I saw that. The Bengals hit.
Broke his jaw.
Yeah.
And it was glorious, Anthony.
Damn right, Marsh, and he came back. That's right.
TWA
You know why, Ryan? Because hockey fans are tougher.
TWA
The
Dome.
fans?
The fans and the fans and the players.
Best atmosphere. TWA Dome? Question mark?
No.
Really?
No, it's Enterprise.
I mean, it is jump in place. I'd say that,
It's Enterprise.
all of them are good.
It's Enterprise.
It's hockey. Let's do that hockey. You know what? It's basketball.
What arena would that be?
I don't know.
What? Pick one.
Yep.
The Shafit's pretty
All right.
nice.
You know what? We're going to come back. We're going to do part 2 of the 6-pack. But I'm not happy at all.
What could boost your spirits?
Nothing right now. Okay. Nothing. It's over. It's a Friday, and these people made an argument out of nothing. And because I can't let things go, now I got to get involved. This is your fault. Mosby Building Arts, the absolute right remodeling company. If you're worried about construction work in their house and when they come out of town and, from out of town and all of a sudden they start the project and then that project gets delayed and then all of a sudden you're without a kitchen or a bath for months, or maybe there's one of these companies that comes in and is like, hey, yeah, we can beat any price. And they do. And then they start to add things along the way. And all of a sudden you're paying much more than you thought. Not with Mosby Building Arts. They don't have the hidden costs. They got the honest pricing, high quality work. They do a great job of sitting down with you. If you are designing your kitchen or your bath, they design it with you. Whether you want 10 options or only a couple, they'll match your style, make sure that you love where your kitchen remodel is going, or again, bath or basement, whatever you're doing. They know how to do the job well. They got friendly, dedicated people. They are outstanding. And take it from me, because we had Mosby Building Arts come into our home and redo some doors and fix some issues in the basement, and they did a fantastic job. I highly, highly recommend going with Mosby Building Arts. Don't risk hiring the wrong team. Call Mosby Building Arts at 314-909-1800 or visit callmosby.com to schedule your free consultation today and see the difference for yourself.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by the Finnish Long Drink, Finland's best-kept secret. A sparkling citrus beverage made with real liquor. Visit thelongdrink.com.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. I settled down in the break, CD. Somebody told me to stop crying. I go, that's great advice. We'll do that. Marshy, let's rip through these.
Question number 4.
From the 636, who needs to step up the most for the Blues to upset Winnipeg?
I hate to go chalk here, but I'm going to go Binnington. It's Binnington. He could steal a series. I don't think there's anybody else that can absolutely steal the series. Everybody can play very well, but it's Binnington, 100%.
I guess we can't all have the same answer.
Yeah.
We can?
Yeah.
I want to go ahead for one. Give me Robert Thomas.
Okay.
Just because you took mine. Not that you took mine. You took a very good one. And I didn't want to
we just all go with Bennington. Remember, we do the whole thing. Guys on 3. 3, 2, 1.
Buchnevich.
Oh, wow.
What?
I thought we were all in agreement.
Okay.
Well, I didn't.
Try it again?
I thought that was kind of a gimme answer.
3, 2, 1.
Robert Thomas.
Okay.
Let's try one more time.
You know what?
One more time.
3, 2, 1.
Jordan Carey.
See.
I said Jordan.
Yeah.
It's wrong, Jordan.
Oh.
Actually, might be the right one. I don't know.
Question number 5.
From the 573, would you rather see the next homegrown franchise player come from the Cardinals or the Blues?
The Cardinals, because I feel like the Blues have already had the plenty of homegrown players now.
It feels like the Blues are closer.
Yeah, I'll go with the Blues. I'm sorry, I'll go with the Cardinals. Because I hope it's Jordan Bennington. Oh, jeez, Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker. Got a lot of Jordans in this.
There you go.
In this city. Yeah. Cardinals. Walker.
I'll say Cardinals as well. Yeah, I hope.
Assuming like he's not already a thing, you know. Like, would you call Jordan Walker? He's already up. He's homegrown talent.
Oh,
I'm thinking more like developing.
Yeah, I don't think he's reached his full potential.
Yeah,
like what the ceiling is. I don't think he's anywhere close to it. So
yeah,
yeah,
we'll go there.
You guys ready for the last question?
Yes, sir.
Question number 6.
We did it.
All right, from the 636, which major sport has the toughest players? Which sport has the softest players?
I ain't going there. I'm out. I'm like Ryan Crawford.
Yeah, he did. He left. He left the snake pit.
I'm out.
All right, here's the real one. From the 636, where do you think Shedeur Sanders is going?
Oh, I say
listen, number 9 to the Saints.
I was listening earlier, and there are some reports that the Saints might go in a different direction. They might need O-line help. They might need other.
Who's their quarterback? Spencer Rattler?
They got him in the. He was highly rated and ranked coming out of.
Who's that other guy that they had?
I don't know. He played one game.
Oh yeah, the small guy.
Yeah.
When he came out against the Chiefs on that Monday night, I for sure thought they got somebody out of the stands and said, "Hey, do you want to play? Do you want to play in the National Football League?" And that person looked at him and said, "Sure, it's not any tougher than hockey." And then they put him in.
I'm looking him up right now.
They do have the e-bug in hockey. So
Jake Haener.
Jake Haener.
Oh, Jakey.
He looked tiny that night.
He was he didn't look like he didn't look like he belonged.
No, he did not. No.
6'1".
How much does he weigh?
6'1". They added some inches to that profile.
I got 5'11", 200 pounds.
Even that. Didn't he look small?
He did. I don't think he said. Yeah, no, hell no.
Have you seen these pictures?
He looks like the actor that they find to play a quarterback.
Totally.
How about this one?
Yeah.
He looks like the actor the guy that never played football a day in his life.
Absolutely.
But he looks like a quarterback.
He looked the part. Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Some of those movies where the guy's like looks like he's like a.
The throwing mechanics in some of these movies is terrible.
Can we not get a coach in there to like, hey, by the way, I know this is going to be just a small part of this movie.
Yeah.
But can we maybe, I don't know, teach this person how to throw a football or a baseball?
Yeah, or like if a coach came in and says, hey, have you never thrown a baseball in your life? Because it looks like it.
You know, one of the things I laugh at when I watch movies, like if you watch running scenes with actors, just next time you watch a movie, watch an actor run. Like full speed, like when they have him running in a scene, you're like, this guy never ran a day in their life.
Well, how about the route that quote unquote Aaron Hernandez ran?
That wasn't a route. He would have got killed going over the middle like that.
No, football soft, Anthony.
Okay. All right, we do need a new Beat the Streak contestant. Is your monitor's now down?
Yeah, it's broke.
It did break.
It broke. It'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Lower body. Beat the Streak. So we need a new Beat the Streak contestant. 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. So go ahead and if you want to play Beat the Streak, text in. And we'll also do Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
If you love sports betting, then please download Circus Sports Illinois today. It's super easy to find. You can check it out on their website, or you can find them at any app store that's available. They have the best odds on any app that's out there right now. So best odds means you get the best payouts as well. You don't believe me? Go download the app, download other apps, and compare them. You'll see that Circus Sports has the best odds, and that gives you the best payouts. They've got tight money line splits. They've got the player props. They've got the parlays. They've got high betting limits. So many amazing things that make it feel like you're actually in Las Vegas. And that's where Derek Stevens, the owner, has his own casino, Circa Las Vegas. And that was the inspiration for this, to have the world's largest sports book. And now he put it in the palm of your hand. So please don't miss out and download Circa Sports Illinois today. Bet like a pro. You will absolutely love it. Join in on all of the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
507, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We've got Andrew on the line for Beat the Streak. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. Appreciate you playing. Marsh, what are our latest streaks?
All right, I'm looking at it right now. Jamie leads the pack with 4. I am behind him with 3, and all of you are at 0.
Jeez, that'd be so harsh.
Thanks, Marshy.
All right, so go ahead, Marsh.
I'm going to go with Pedro Pajes tonight.
Okay. Since we're all at 0, then Andrew, listener Andrew, it's your turn.
Let's see. I'm going blind here. I don't even know what the lineup is tonight. So let's go Jordan Walker.
Okay. Jordan Walker is in the lineup, so you're good there. CD?
I'm going to go where I should have went last night. Francisco Lindor.
Okay. Who'd you take, Marsh?
Pedro Pajes.
Yeah, that's right. I'll take Brendan Donovan.
What has he done?
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jamie is going to double down with Michael Ciani tonight. Michael Ciani's got him as a home run, too.
See that one coming?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. All right, Andrew, you have yourself a great weekend, and thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, guys, you guys too. Enjoy this weather, and let's go Blues tomorrow.
Let's go Blues, baby. That's absolutely. Thanks, Andrew.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, from Beat the Streak to Bet the Board. All right, Marsh. What are our latest standings?
Yeah, wouldn't you like to know, Anthony?
I would. Yeah.
Yeah, you really would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but, yes.
All right, Anthony, you're leading, of course.
Yes.
You have 11 points. 11 points. I have 8 points. I'm tied with Jamie, as Tage Thompson did not get a power play point last night.
Sorry to hear that.
Carey, you also missed.
Yeah, yeah, I sure did.
You're at 7 points.
Thanks.
Okay.
Winding down here.
I will take the LA Dodgers tonight, minus 115 in Texas to take on the Rangers. Give me the Dodgers at a very, very cheap price of only minus 115 on the money line.
Wow. All right, I'm going to go with tomorrow's Blues and Winnipeg Jets game, and I'm looking at shots on goal for my guy, Zach Bolduc. 2+ shots on goal at minus 130.
Okay.
I'm going to take Shohei Ohtani, 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. It's minus 130.
Sounds good. All right, boys. Well, nice job there for Bet the Board.
And what is Jamie going with?
Oh, Jamie's going to take the Blues tomorrow, game 1.
Oh, I thought he wanted Ja Rule, 38+ points, rebounds, assists.
Nah, the NBA guy is not going to go with the NBA play. No, he's going to take his Blues. Plus 160 on the money line. If he's got an issue with that, then that tells you everything you need to know.
Well, because the Flyers aren't in the...
Correct.
They're not in the playoffs.
Who's he taking?
The Blues.
I don't think he's taking the Blues.
Oh.
Well. No, I was... I didn't get a call. I thought I got a text message from him, but I don't think.
Well, I mean, if you did, let us know.
Yeah, I don't think he ever takes the Blues because he doesn't. Yeah,
he doesn't care about them.
No. He loves the Blues. It's just a conflict, right?
Yeah, conflict.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I must have read my text message wrong.
I think you read it wrong.
Yeah, what play does he have, Carey?
Well, he played for so many teams. I mean, the Devils. What are the Devils? Aren't they? Well, they're a hockey team, but aren't they?
Was he a Devil?
Was he a Devil?
I don't think he was a Devil.
No. He was a Canadian, though.
He was. Why don't you take Jamie take the Canadians?
Took the Devils at plus 158 odds in that first.
Well, actually, the Canadians don't play till Monday.
Yeah, that first game, the Devils. On
Sunday. What he does like? Probably a Brady Tkachuk power play point.
That makes sense.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be good.
All right.
All righty.
You're out of here?
I'm out. We're off early tonight. We got Hawks and Heat pregame at 5:30. Tip off at 6. Carey and Marsh will tell you what they learned today and hand out some 3 stars, some criticisms and compliments. Everybody have a great weekend. Happy Easter to you peeps.
The snake pit got
you
to
too.
you.
Sorry.
It?
You too.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the listeners.
I did too. I didn't know.
Well, to you guys,
Right
everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter to our listeners, especially the snake pit.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I'm out. Got a indoor soccer game to watch.
All right. Gonna do well.
Darn right.
Yep.
All right.
And have fun
out there.
Yep.
Guys, going to wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN.
If you're thinking about selling your home anytime soon, please don't make the mistake that so many other people make, which is by hiring a friend or someone they heard of through someone else to sell your home. Don't do that. Call the best in the business. And the best is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And there's a couple reasons why you should call. One, Gloria has been in the business for over 20 years. She knows exactly what she's doing when it comes time to sell your home. She understands the price ranges in St. Louis and area, and she's going to get you to the closing table, and that's what matters. Also, Gloria has thousands of buyers in her database, and that helps drive traffic to your listing. So if you want more showings, you're going to get them. And if you want maybe multiple offers on your home to go above your list price, then you will get them. And that's all because you're with Gloria Liu, the best in the business. So don't hesitate. Give Gloria Liu a call. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. We are off early today. We have the NBA play-in games for you. Hawks and Heat. Pregame will start at 5:30, tip-off at 6, and then following that, the Grizzlies and the Mavericks with the tip-off at 8:30. This weekend, we'll have Blues hockey action for you. Game 1 against the Winnipeg Jets. Pregame for that starts at 4. Puck drop is at 5. The Cardinals take on the Mets tonight with Miles Michaelis on the mound for the Redbirds. First pitch tonight is at 6:10. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our full shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We are going to figure out what we learned today, and we'll have our 3 stars of the day. I'm Andrew Marsh, and then this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane. I'm Carey Davis, joined by Andrew Marsh. Anthony is off to watch his son's indoor soccer game, and we had a fantastic show today, man. We talked about what's tougher, football or hockey. I guess the consensus is hockey is a tougher sport than football. We went over the Cardinals and what pitching looks like, how to get the best out of your pitcher, and then we also talked about selfless teams and the keys to being successful. And if you missed any of it, you can check it out on the podcast brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Marshy.
Yes.
What'd you learn today?
Wow, I learned, maybe he's not in his car yet, but I learned that Anthony's got a real attitude.
Oh, he's what we call him, Ranthony.
Ranthony, yeah.
Ranthony is, he kind of, when he doesn't get what he wants, he kind of goes, it can go left.
You know, you always say, there's that saying that I believe your mother told you as a young lad. You get what you get.
And you don't have a fit.
You don't have a fit.
Anthony doesn't.
I don't think he learned that as a child.
No, he didn't learn that at all. I learned that even though the Capitals were a really good team, Marsha, you don't think that they're going to make it out of the first round?
I don't. I think there's going to be an upset.
Wow.
I really do. Lane Hudson, he's a good hockey player. And I think there's just something.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Alexander Ovechkin, is he any good?
Who?
Oh, you never heard of him?
Oh,
okay,
no,
nice.
He's pretty good.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I think there's something about playing good hockey and being hot at the right time. And I feel like the Blues have that right now. And I feel like the Canadians also have that right now. Right. So we shall see what happens.
We shall see what happens. Marshall, you got any criticism and compliments for us?
Well, before we get to that, there was something that you wanted me to remind you of for what we learned today, and it had to do with a fountain.
Oh, see, I forget things. I learned that you can actually have a show outside by the fountain. I didn't know that. We should try that one day. Hopefully when it's not raining. Take the show outside, have a good time, and enjoy the people that are walking by Il Balago and some of the other places down there. Have a good time. What do you say, Marshy? Would you enjoy that?
Yeah. As long as it's not raining.
As long as it doesn't rain, get a clear view of the fountain. It should be up and running here in the next couple of weeks, I assume. So I'm working on it a couple of days ago. So it should be a good time.
I'm all about that.
I'm all about that. I'm looking forward to it. We got to get these other two on board. Mr. Grumpy Pants over there, and Mr. It's hockey season. I'll see you when I see you.
So I texted Jamie before the show, and I told him to basically to remind him, hey, when you get to the hotel, let us know how many TVs have the basketball game on. So hopefully we find out what the answer is come Monday.
Now, see, I need a video. I don't want to see. I don't want to text.
You think he might lie about it?
I want to see. I want a video. Right. I want him to send me a video, send us in the group chat a video of how many TVs, because he said over, under 1.5. He said under 1, because they'll all be hockey and maybe a Blue Jays game and a little baseball, but no basketball. I think Jamie's wrong.
I think there's going to be I think there'll at least be one TV on with a basketball.
Is LeBron playing?
No, he won't be.
Well, he'll be playing this weekend. Well,
not tonight, though.
No, not tonight. No. Yeah. So, probably not. Nah, probably not.
We got a text from Grant Francis Fan Club. Riz Show always says that you're not allowed to touch the fountain. Huge no-no.
Why do they say that?
I have no idea.
Is that a Riz rule? Is that like a rule that you get when you get to the Rizzuto show? You cannot touch the fountain otherwise or else? They ask Rafe that.
It's not a rule here.
I never heard that rule.
It's not one of the 20 rules that we have in the rule book.
I've lost count. Is that all water fountains or just this particular one downstairs?
I would assume it's just that one down there. It must be sacred.
Okay. Kind of like the couch for you?
The couch was sacred. So I tried to do it again. Not this time. Not this time. So 2011, it works. And so the Blues play the Blackhawks in the playoffs. And it was the year that Ryan Miller was the netminder and Jonathan Toews ended up scoring the game winner and the Blues lose in the first round. Well, the Blues won, I believe they won game one that year. They won in overtime.
Okay.
And I think it was like either double or triple overtime. And I was on the couch. And I go, holy blank, this is going to work. This is going to work again. And then I sat there again, game two, and Tarasenko scores with less than a minute left in the game. It might have been less than 10 seconds left in the game. He scores, tie game. They go to overtime. Blues win in overtime again.
You were in the same spot.
Same spot. And I'm thinking,
this is it.
We're going to win the Stanley Cup. And then they went on, I believe, to lose 4 games in a row.
You weren't sitting on the couch at that time, though.
No, I wasn't, actually.
There you go. So you might.
I think I might have been for game 3. And so once that happened,
he gave up on it.
I had to give up on it, because it didn't work anymore. It must have only worked for that 1 year. But in 2019, I did the mustache. 2019, did the mustache during the Blues' 11-game win streak, brought it back for the playoffs and let it grow out for a full beard. They win the Stanley Cup. I do the mustache again over the Four Nations break. Blues come out, play some of their best hockey, actually their best hockey all season long. And, well.
Now you got the playoff beard going.
And now I haven't shaved it since. I trim it up after every loss.
Okay.
And now I'll trim it up after every series that the Blues win. So
very nice.
That way, it doesn't get too crazy.
Well, don't want it too crazy.
Yeah. You ready for 3 stars of the day?
I am ready for 3 stars.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes out to the gateway to the West. Not the Midwest, the gateway to the West.
Yeah, the gateway to the Midwest. If you missed that, you can listen to it. Yeah, Marshy was a bit confused, but it's the gateway to the West. It's okay. It happens.
2nd star of the day goes out to the new sitcom that you will appear on, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, waiting on that call. Give me a call. I'll be there. I will be at work, though. I promise.
Because Anthony threw a fit today, I'm going to give his St. Louis Warhawks the 1st star of the day.
Shout out to the St. Louis Warhawks. Should be a good time in 2039 when the Archers, when they win that championship. We'll be looking forward to it. For Andrew Marsh, I'm Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Jamie will be back on Monday. Blues take on the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow. Pregame starts at 4 p.m. Game starts at 5 p.m. For everyone out there, be safe. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Easter. Hug on your loved ones. Hug on your family. Until Monday, we will see you.